Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. See, it turns out this right here is this is being an actual piece of shit. So here, since the last one, I haven't replaced this one. So unfortunately, it sounds like shit. I'm gonna reconnect it, and y'all tell me how it sounds like. Hey, penis enlargement. Hey, penis enlargement. Test, penis. Hey, penis enlargement. Yeah, it sounds good. Penis. There you go. All right, so it sounds good. It sounds good. What the fuck? Okay, so it turns out like sometimes it doesn't work and sometimes it does work. I probably need to buy a replacement or replace this piece of shit phone. Hey, there you go. All right. So yeah, so I haven't done one of these in a while. So if you guys are interested in watching a straight male consume some Sanka for an hour, then that's good. That's good. And then I'll answer some questions while I'm drinking Sanka as a straight male. Let me just leave this here. For those of you that are offended, there's a lot of magicians. There are a lot of magicians who are honestly way too offended, you know, as to anything. So it's kind of interesting. Especially if you browse down Twitter. You see a lot of magicians complaining. That tells me your age, by the way, Robbie Burns. If you don't know what Sanka is, that tells me your age. Because Sanka is a drink that was popular in the heyday. Hit me up with a like if you know what Sanka is. If you don't know what Sanka is, don't hit a like. But if you do know what Sanka is, you should hit that like button. Okay, so we have a couple people so far. Oh wow, okay, so a couple people know what Sanka is. Quit that Sanka bullshit. You know you got no Sanka. That's funny. Sanka is decaffeinated coffee. That's what Sanka is. It's decaf coffee. And what was the marketing of Sanka back in the day was, hey, this is coffee you could drink before you sleep. You know, you could drink this coffee and then sleep. Yeah, I'm a fan of gross coffee. I'm a fan of gross coffee. Did you say Danka? Yeah, that makes it 10 times better. Chris Millen. Tony, what's up, man? You with your fantastic mask. You know, the mask that you sent is phenomenal by every single means. It does fit my head perfectly. It fits my head perfectly. However, it does have that sort of dominatrix sort of feeling to it, which I particularly enjoy. However, I'm thinking of adding stuff to it, so I definitely wanna add stuff to the mask, make it more in that line of dominatrix shit. Hold up, somebody, let me see some stuff. Oh, yeah, that's funny. Yeah, it's you know, it's not that gross if you add some vanilla flavoring, honestly, to the Sanka. Somebody said the Christmas card trick was the funniest shit I've seen in years. How did you come up with that? You know, I want to say it took me a long time to write it, but honestly, it took 10 minutes. It took 10 minutes to write the poem, I guess. I just said, okay, so I'm going to do something for Christmas, and it took me 10 minutes to write it. But seriously, Tony, very, very much thank you for that. It's a fucking phenomenal thing. But yeah, it took me like 10 minutes to write the actual line. Let me see if I have it here. I know I have it written on my fucking note app here. Yeah, this is, man. You know, there were a couple lines that I had to take off, and I regret not editing out one of the lines there because I feel like it took away from the actual trick itself. There once was a man named Saint Nick. He loved Christmas and had a big dick. To all a Merry Christmas he would cheer, but alas, not all was as it would appear. For jolly old Nick had a big dick. Carrying it around would often break his spirit. He looked at chimneys and hoped he could clear it. His dear so often to struggle. Oh, sorry, I fucked it up already. His dear so often struggled to carry his big gift that he called Mary. On Daquisha, on Ladasha, on Starkeisha, he would say, and they would respond, sorry, Daddy, your dick weighs more than the sleigh. See, that was a black joke. That was a black, because they're supposed to be African American. But all was not lost for jolly old Santa. He would soon get his wish, faster than a robbery in Atlanta. For he found a genie to grant him one wish. Please, genie, rid me of this massive dish. Your wish is my command, said the genie. You will no longer have to carry that big weenie. As the words were spoken, the wish came true. Santa no longer had to worry about his big boy blue. He delivered his gifts to the masses, no longer worrying about looking at fat asses. He gave his toys in a jiffy, without any fear of a stiffy. All were happy but one, for Miss St. Nick could no longer have fun. But all was no worry as St. Nick conjured a gift. He would make her something to give her mood a lift. Bubble, bubble, toil and throne, please give my missus Tyrone. And just like that, Miss Nick got her gift, showing the moral of the story. There's no problem big enough a big black cock can't fix. And of course I had to end it with a Bob Saget, Norm Macdonald joke. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Christmas card trick. But I do have a little bit of regrets on that. But you know, I am ultimately proud of how it came up. So yeah, it's definitely. I think you need to strike that adolescent humor in order to appreciate it. Rob Miles, I guess I've had really bad experiences of Cuban sandwiches in Miami. That's odd. I don't think I've ever had a... You know what, honestly, because they put everything on it. So if you order like a Cuban sandwich, you're going to get fucking mayo. You're going to get mustard. You're going to get some ketchup on that bitch. They're going to put some of those fucking potato sticks in that fucking shit. Top notch. My girlfriend's dad bought one of your sweaters because he thought it looked cool. Good thing he didn't look at the channel. That's funny, right? Is it the inherent racism that will turn him off? Is it the sexism? The memes? Is that what... That's phenomenal. Yeah, you know, I'm trying to order more of the sweaters, but for some reason, Teespring takes quite a bit of time to order. I love the way the sweater comes up. I think the quality is phenomenal, but they did take quite a bit of time to get here, and I think it was because they messed up on the address, which might not be a good thing. But the sweater itself, I have the piggy one that I wear at every opportunity to shill it, and I like the way it looks. I don't think people like the pink one, though. I think more people have bought the black one with the pig logo, which I don't know how that makes me feel, because the pink one is my favorite one. I think the pink kind of steers males away. I don't think very many females are going to be wearing the piggy. But I really like the way the pink one looks. Norm Macdonald is my shit, underrated. Yeah, definitely underrated. You and South Park saved me from PC. Funny enough, I am technically PC, right? That might be it. I'm PC. Homophobia would do it. That's funny. You know, yeah. It might be the homophobic jokes that would kind of turn people off. I just love reading the comments every once in a while and seeing, you know, certain people that would just leave a comment on a video and then, you know, leave and never say anything again. So I get that all the time now. Obviously, it's harder for you guys to see because you don't have it sorted by comments on all my videos. I see it like on my end. If I go to YouTube Studio, I see all the comments sorted by the latest one. So I get to see the ones that are like in, you know, even the fucking oldest videos. And let me see if I could read one here that's recent. But actually, I do have a video coming up. I do have a video coming up of me going over comments in one of the videos that I think were very fucking interesting. But there's one here that was from a really old trick. You know, there's a couple comments in certain videos that I find very fucking interesting because people are just fucking retarded. I think they're just fucking retarded. But let me see if I could see someone here that was fucking obscure, an obscure one. Hey, a Tony Perez comment. Funny enough, you're commenting here and I'm reading your comment. Wow, it's actually been a while since I got a dick comment. That's actually fucking... They're usually, hey, you're gay, or hey, small dick, or something like that. But, you know, the ones that are more intense are like, the earth is flat, or some fucking shit. But I could have sworn I saw one recently. Fuck it. Let me see. I'm reading some other stuff here. Fuck people who leave comments. Hey, Piggy, I'm sending you another deck. and I want to send you a shirt for you. I'm a screen. Hey, that's fucking dope. You know, funny enough, I'm on the market right now for buying novelty shirts that I could wear on camera because of the body reveal. So I want to get more and more shirts that are kind of comical in that sense. Unfortunately, me telling you my size is adult small. Yeah, it's kind of horrendous. It's kid large, adult small. It's not a good life, Dan. But also, if people are sending me shit, I do have to say, because I've gotten, and if certain people are in the chat, they would fucking know, but I've gotten into arguments with people at the post office about names on the P.O. box and names on packages. So if you are going to send me something, make sure you either put it to pig cake or just leave it blank. But if you put, like, you know, cunt, or if you put, you know, like gay nigga or something, they're definitely going to get offended. And at the post office that I go to, it's a dark crowd there. So, you know, last thing I want is for me to, yeah, I'm here to receive a package, address to piggy nigga. You know, it's not a good look. Yeah, top notch. Your video was fucking phenomenal. I really like it. You know, I like the fact, and I think there was another video that was kind of a piggy parody from a long time ago. I don't know if it was someone else. I don't think it was you. But yeah, that was, you nailed me down. From the zoom-ins, which is one of my favorite memes, to the text, the gay text that I put from time to time. Why are you always getting mail addressed to cunt? I think that's because the fam. You know, it's funny enough. The lady asked me last time. She's like, "What's pig cake?" I'm like, "It's embarrassing. It's a business name." And she's like, "Yeah, what do you do?" It's a YouTube channel. And she goes, "Now it makes sense." I'm like, "Thank you, yeah." And then I just got the fuck out of there. So yeah, if you're gonna send me shit, make sure business, right? Yeah. I had to say something that made a little bit of sense. I wasn't just gonna say, yeah, that's my. You know, I doubt it. I doubt she's gonna look it up, Sima. But hold up, let me see some shit. Hold up. There was something that I missed here. Soft cunts working at the post office. I can't believe I missed that. Make people go postal. Yeah. Honestly, the guy there was kind of a dick. All right, thanks for the cards and the idea of this deck. I hope you're having a great time in the school. We're satisfied with their poses. I don't know what you're saying, man. I don't know what you're saying. There's a lot happening there, Mincy. Nothing to be ashamed of. That's funny. Oh my God, we should talk. Yeah, hit me up on either Instagram or Twitter. I'm on Instagram more than Twitter now. I'm becoming a basic Instagram bitch. Pig cuck sweater 2018. Yeah, you know, I have a couple design ideas that I do want to put and kind of update that, so that's for sure. You will love the package I sent you. Hopefully the anthrax makes it to the post office. You know, funny enough, I can't imagine it being hard to ship shady shit like you know, fucking drugs. I can't imagine it being hard to ship. I can't imagine you know, any sort of powder substance. I can't imagine it being too difficult to ship, especially if it's overnight. I mean, there's no, you know, if somebody works at the post office here, maybe you guys can let me know, but it's, you know, it's really not that hard in my head to ship shit, you know? So, let me see. Somebody should send a pig cake mail address to fuck you guys at the, yeah, that'll definitely give me in with them. That'll definitely get me with their fucking shit. The only person to see pig cake's face. That's funny. Yeah, but I mean, that's still, you know, I doubt she's gonna go and look it up. I'm at work. Hopefully you're still streaming when my shift is over. Hey, it's always Rusev Day. It's every fucking day, Rusev Day. Love your videos, cunt. Thank you, Matthew Coley. I appreciate that phenomenally. Tell your buddy to design a Pig Cake 2020 shirt, dog. I like how you said dog, D-O-G, as opposed to D-A-W-G, which I appreciate. But yeah, or I'll just, I mean, I have a couple ones in mind. Unfortunately, Teespring is very limited with what they allow. Maybe I should, man, you know what? I saw somebody wearing in real life, a Jake Paul shirt, a hoodie, a Jake Paul hoodie, and I wanted to clothesline that bitch. The kid was 7. But I still blame him. You know, you could still have bad taste at 7. I'm not gonna give your fucking agent excuse for wearing a Jake Paul shirt. But his shirts, you know, obviously whatever company he went with is you could edit the sleeves and shit. I want to see if I could find a company that could help me do that. Those fucking hoodies are 60. What a fucking joke. I mean, on Teespring, if you guys are familiar with the way it works, obviously they have a base price, which is how much you need to pay for the shirt, and then whatever you add on top of that, it's profit to you. So I went a little bit below what they recommended for Teespring because I think for a hoodie that'd be fair. I'll print one-offs. Yeah, you know, for sure, Dan. I seriously, I went to Goodwill the other day, not because, you know, just hey, I'm at the Goodwill, but I went looking for novelty shirts. I really want, like, my other dick is a pussy shirts. Like, you know, I also went to, what's this? It's like a very, Forever 21, looking for explicitly feminist shirts to see if I could find them. But I couldn't find any, actually. I couldn't find any shirt that says, you know, fucking woman and proud or some shit. I'd love to get that shit. Straight male card, because the title of the video is Straight Male Drinks Sanka for an hour. Can't say for the whole live stream, but sadly, since it's 3, I'll stay awake for as long as I can. Well, yeah, here it's like 10. It's 10:27. For my old ass, that's still pretty late, considering, you know, usually I fall asleep at around 12-ish. That comes with the gay age. But yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out at 3 o'clock in the goddamn morning. Don't ever sell out and show your stupid face. Yeah, you know, I don't think I am, at least for the time being. I keep saying that. What a bitch. I fucking hate this. Alright, I'm just going to take out the fucking mic and then I'm going to buy another one because this is a piece of shit. That, or I feel like it actually might be the phone itself, and I might just throw the fucking phone out of here. So what I said was, obviously, that I keep saying for the time being, I don't want to show my face because, you know, I don't think it's going to add anything, and it's going to take away the anonymity, and it's going to take away, I feel like, a lot more than what it'll give to the channel. So yeah, you know, I'll just keep it at that for now, but my mind could change, you know, on, I could change my mind at a whim. Oh, wouldn't that be fucking great if YouTube decided to, if I say like nigger and YouTube fucking cuts it off, or if I say pussy and YouTube cuts it off? That would be phenomenal if it gets to that point. You know, what I've noticed though, unfortunately, I feel like YouTube is not only scanning the audio on the videos, which is clear, because if you do closed captioning, all that's automatic, you know, for the most part, unless somebody explicitly buys the closed captioning. The closed captioning is done automatically, and that scans your videos completely. You know, it scans your shit, like, it scans all the text, almost, you know, at an 80% accuracy. So I imagine if you say certain words, it already kind of separates your video to a specific category. But I also feel like they do a kind of a look over on the text on the screen itself. So for example, straight male, I feel like that could also be scanned. So if I had a card that said cunt, or if I had a card that said, you know, pussy or whatever fucking offensive shit, I feel like they might actually put, you know, the video under the adult category, under like that demonetized shit, which I just find completely awful. Because it's like, I'm not, you know, obviously the last video that I got demonetized and they couldn't, like they didn't repeal it, was the sponge ball. And that's obviously because there's a sponge dick in the fucking video. It makes fucking sense. Yeah, OCR, yeah, you're right, Cactus, it's definitely OCR. But yeah, they're still limited, they're limited. So it's still... It's not only that it's demonetized, I feel like the demonetized videos don't get notified to the people that have that little fucking bell, which I think is the worst thing, honestly, because if you're subscribed to the channel, you should be able to see the videos on the box, on your subscription box. You shouldn't have to subscribe twice, pretty much. You shouldn't have to click on the subscribe shit and click on the thing. You shouldn't have to do both of those things. So that's really fucking annoying that YouTube makes people do that. But, unfortunately, that's the way it goes. So I'm going to have to deal with that, assuming that YouTube is the monopoly on this fucking shit. So until I find a better website to start streaming, I'm going to stick on YouTube and deal with their fucking bullshit. So, it sucks because, you do put effort, and the least you expect is at least for the video to be monetized so you can make a little bit of money off of it. But, some of the videos that I put the most effort have been the ones that are demonetized. So it's like, yeah, fuck. Thank you, YouTube, you fucking cunts. Are there good magic effects for phones? Okay, hold up. In that rant, I skipped a couple questions. I'll get back to that one. Shit. Okay, so yeah, so it was the censor. I didn't get censored on purpose. My microphone was a piece of shit. Who's your dream bitch? I don't know what you mean. Like maybe somebody who I would want to have a sexual relationship with. Maybe, I don't know if that's what you mean. In that case, it'd be Jabrizi. I'd love to give it to him. It would also suck to go viral and then people will know you as that cunt guy. I wouldn't care. Viral is viral. YouTube is a cunt. Yes. How to basic. I haven't seen enough of his stuff, Eric, to have a good opinion on him. I think his shit is funny overall, but I don't personally watch it all the time. I'll see like maybe one video a month of how to basic, but I'm not too much into that. I'm more into other types. If you look at my subscriptions, which I don't fucking hide, that's kind of what I look at on YouTube. There was a sponge dick. Yeah, you love the prediction on the sponge dick. It was really hard to keep it there. The moment you upload, I get bells all the time. Well, I mean, that's kind of the idea, but it just sucks to fucking have to tell people, oh yeah, make sure guys to not only subscribe, but also hit the bell. It's like, it should be fucking there. Like, you guys should be able to see that. And I feel like certain videos that are, especially the ones that are demonetized, aren't showing up to everyone, which kind of sucks because then the views on the video go down and the video gets recommended less. So it's kind of like a clusterfuck. One of the 19 things I sent you is you fucker. You sent me a Minecraft piggy? Shit. You know what I should do? I should, when I have a Minecraft stream, I should have like the little camera on the bottom. The shit that everyone does. But instead of having my face, I'll have the piggy. I'll have my piggy. That'll be fucking lit. Am I John Cena? No, unfortunately. Unfortunately not. And if I was, obviously you wouldn't be able to see me. Did you purchase Sucker Punch yet? No, I haven't purchased that, unfortunately. I actually forgot what Sucker Punch was. You gotta get a Google Voice number. I do. I actually do have a Google Voice number. I'm actually thinking of doing what Xavier did, but in a limited way. If you guys have seen Xavier's more recent live streams, what he did is that Evan Hera is your side bitch. That's funny. But what was I gonna fucking tell you, man? Fuck. I just read some shit and it fucking distracted me. Son of a bitch. Motherfucker. What was I saying? Xavier, there you go. Thank you. Fuck. Yeah, the fucking ADHD shit. But on Xavier's stream, if you see what he's doing, he has a Discord. And he's having people jump on his Discord and he's talking to them just like that. And I think that's a wonderful idea. What I'd like to do is to do that, but... JR, thank you, man. Thank you for sticking around. But what I would like to do is to do that in a limited way. So instead of having a group of people talk at the same time and then, kind of people talking over each other, which is not what's happened in Xavier's stream. I think it's pretty controlled. But I would like to have that one-on-one. So... thank you, man. Thank you. Seriously. This guy's sticking around, man. You're thanking me. I'm thanking you. You guys are the ones listening to me, sticking around, watching my shit. But I definitely would do that, Sima. I'll lock people in, and then if, you are on top of the queue, I'll drag you in, and then we'll have a conversation. We'll talk. You ask me whatever it is that we want. Maybe that could lead into some interesting conversation. I don't want to have that sort of group motif on it. I'd rather have a one-on-one and then draw people in, kind of like a radio thing. So that's definitely what I want to do. But I do enjoy that idea. I'm so happy to talk to you, and those on X's stream. Hey, dog. Yeah, you know, I really like that. I think Xavier has a good thing. When did you start having an interest in Eduard Todor's video? That's really funny. Well, you know, honestly, at first I made a reaction video. Not a reaction video. I made a commentary, or I think it was a pig alert, on reaction videos. And, you know, obviously he does reaction videos to Magic. He's one of the only ones that did it. And he was kind of, I think, the first one to do that, as a matter of fact. I haven't seen, I don't think I've seen other ones do it before him. You know, obviously it's not anything new to react to Magic videos, but to do it like the way he was doing, I guess, he was the first one. And I said that reaction videos, you know, were shit. And, you know, typically they don't take much effort because you just literally put a box in the fucking corner and you do your shit. You know, the standard shit on reaction videos. And then he gave me a response, and he did a response video, which I fucking loved. You know, he was making fun of me, which is always fucking phenomenal. And then I had a bunch of people from his channel jump on my channel and talk shit like, hey, what the fuck were you saying? You're a piece of shit. But I think it boiled down to pretty much that he kind of misinterpreted one of the things that I said. And, you know, obviously I think Eduard is a great fucking person. I love Eduard. You know, whether or not, I don't necessarily enjoy those sort of videos, the little videos, but I think that he does add enough to it to make it, you know, make it not only entertaining, but make it good videos. I mean, I've seen his shit's good. You know, he usually starts with a trick, and then he provides his input on, as a magician on the stuff. So I think it's fucking phenomenal. But yeah, so I kind of had back and forth with his crew there, with his audience. And, you know, we talked, and obviously everything's fine. There was nothing. The thing is that what I love about Eduard is that he understood from the beginning that it's parody. You know, it's humor. If I call you a cunt, you know, if I say, oh, your shit's a piece of shit, obviously in this channel it's done in a humorous way. And he understood that. And he came back at me with a humorous way. And I fucking love that. I absolutely fucking love that. And then obviously, you know, he's a great fucking guy, and all the world to him. And, you know, the greatest part is that I feel like his channel, his sort of thing is going to kind of pass mine in terms of subs. Because that style of video is not only appealing to magicians, it's appealing to a wider audience. And that's definitely something that he, you know, is kind of taking advantage of, which is great. So all the best to him. You know, I fucking love his shit. I think he's a great guy. I wanted to do a video with him that I think we should be working on, hopefully when he has more free time. So yeah, Joseph, I hope that answers your question. Shit. Let me see. Did my shit fall down? Let me see. Are your Minecraft videos ironic? You know, that's kind of the joke. I feel like they're definitely ironic. It's definitely kind of an, you know, it's a different character, I think, when I'm doing the Minecraft videos. If you haven't noticed, it's a very racist tone that I kind of have, a very racist undertone. So what I love seeing in the comments is people not understanding that I don't give a fuck. So I love when people are like, for example, in the review videos, my favorite comment on the review videos are, hey, this is too long, make it shorter and it'll be better. That's the point. The point is that they're really long. I'm kind of making fun of the idea of review videos. Same thing with Minecraft videos. I'm kind of, you know, obviously I enjoy the game of Minecraft, but I'm more, you know, shitting on that style. So yeah, I hope that kind of answers that. Let me see. Sorry to ask again, but good phone effect. Sorry, yeah, I kind of glossed over that 3 strike rules. Honestly, fuck. You know, there's that one from Illusionist recently. What's it called? Cypher? Is it called Cypher? It's a calculator one. Even though Illusionist, you know, is fucking AIDS. That one is really good. I have a couple different. It's the toxic one. I forgot what the name of it is, but that one is a great one. It is Cypher. Yeah, that one's a really fucking good one. To be honest, there's another one that I bought from fucking Greg Rostami. I bought it when I had an iPhone. I think I mentioned this before on a stream that I bought it when I had an iPhone. It was iPredict Plus. It was $100 on the iPhone. I think it was fucking worth it. But unfortunately, I think the shit part is that obviously I gave up iPhones So it's, you know, you can't fucking transfer it over. So if I want to do it again, I either have to get an iPhone or I have to buy it again. But hold up, somebody said some shit. I like any card. Okay, yeah, that's the thing. I don't like apps that are overt. I like apps that are covert. So, for example, Cypher is a calculator app, right? So it hides in the context of it being a calculator app. The one by Greg Rostami, you don't even need to take out your phone, really. Well, yeah, you do need to take out your phone. I take that back. But the way you take it out, or the way I used to do it, is that I would take it out, you know, to kind of show them what to do on their phone. So I'm like, hey, you know, go ahead and just type it out or whatever. I forgot what I would say, you know, explicitly. But that, you know, I like those tricks. I don't like a trick that, for example, is like, oh, hey, name any card. Okay, that's the card that ends up on my phone. Or, hey, look, swipe it up, like the invisible deck. I think any card is like that, right? I think it's like that, that you, what do you call this shit? You have to, it's like hey, look at this thing on my phone. This thing is going to do something crazy. I don't like those effects. I like it when the phone is incidental. Have you seen Matthew Furman? Yeah, you know, I have seen Matthew Furman. Elemental Pigs. I don't know if you came to this channel because you saw Pig. I have. I think that he's a very skilled magician, honestly. You know, I'm trying not to shit on him. There's not a lot to shit on him, honestly. I think that he's really funny. I like his shit. And, you know, obviously I think Ramsey was pulling his leg. One thing that I don't like is, you know, obviously Ramsey, he has a bigger channel, so for him, he's going to pull out when he offends people. But I think people should understand that, you know, it's humor, right? It's fucking humor. It's all done in the context of humor and parody, so it's not to be taken seriously. So from my understanding, I think Matthew was kind of Ramsey was kind of making fun of that's hot sort of thing that he said. And then I think Matthew took offense to that. But, you know, to each their own. I think he's a very skilled magician. I think he's good. I think that he's, unfortunately, he was caught in a couple videos where he did some cringy things. But overwhelmingly, you know, he seems to be a very competent performer. A card that, see, okay, but okay, Welly, so you're saying not really. It's basically a card that appears on a completely blank screen. So I usually have my phone lying around and then call attention after you force a card to them. Yeah, even that I think is still kind of a overt action because you're still drawing attention to the fact that there's something different on your phone. Even though it's still very surprising, it just becomes a reveal at that point. And then I think that it becomes, you know, obvious that there's some sort of technology at play. So whereas it still might be impressive at the moment, you know, upon looking back on it, I think that people will be like, oh, it was just an app on his phone. So the best apps to use for Magic are the ones that people don't think are apps on your phone. Cypher, it's a calculator, right? So people are going to think that it's a calculator. Unfortunately, you can't do it with the spectator's phone. You have to do it with your phone because of the methodology. But I still think that it's kind of, and I hate using this word, but organic. So, for example, the Greg Rostami, you're using your phone as, you know, as this kind of, hey, this is what you should do. And even, you don't even need to take out your phone. You just, you know, you need to do something to your phone. But it's covered so well that I don't think people would even remember that you took your phone out. So, you know, that's kind of what I mean about phone magic. Orgasmic, that's funny. Actual magic question. New magician, get a job while you still can. That's funny. He told me the classic pass was useless, and I almost cried. That's like my favorite move. You know, it's definitely not useless if he told you that. You know, it's kind of a broad answer. It's it has its moments to be used. You know, the classic pass has its moments to be used, just like any other, you know, overt control. Again, you know, you're doing an overhand shuffle to the top. That has its use. But to say something is completely useless, it's kind of, you know, that's not, I don't think that's a very intelligent thing to say. Well, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm not shitting on that idea, but I'm just saying, you know, obviously you're going to get a good reaction from that. But I think that it's better when it's not obvious, especially because everything's advancing so fast. So you know what? The thing that people jump to, even though it's not a fucking method in any Magic app I've ever seen in my goddamn life, but voice, for some reason people would jump to the conclusion that, oh, it's voice activated. So you say 4 of spades, it knows 4 of spades, and then your phone does something. You know, that's a stupid thing, because what the fuck would you have to, like, your phone would have to recognize everything you're saying, specifically single out the phrase where you said 4 of spades. You know, so it's kind of fucking retarded, that explanation, but that's the one that they'll jump to. And you can't really argue with that, because you are using your phone and you are using an app. So I heard Russian Genius mention your video. Yeah, we've done a video together, me and Vladdy Daddy. He's a seahorse. That's funny. Hack by Peter Turner, Hulk 30. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Hack. You know, usually I'm not on top of Magic products, like, you know, new ones or ones that even Hack, I don't even know if it's new or old. But usually I'm not on top of, like, all the Magic products that are coming out. I might, you know, look at a couple things, but I'm not going to be on top of that. Let me see. What's your opinion on exact change? Well, that one is one that I actually have, exact change. I like it a lot. I really, really like exact change. I think that the applications are not endless, but there's a lot of applications for it beyond just asking somebody to name a number, and then that happens to be the amount of change you have in your pocket. I think that there are a lot more things that you could do with it. Greg Wilson goes over great ideas in it. So, you know, obviously that's the fucking greatest thing. But I really enjoyed exact change. 3-strike rule. How do you justify whether a Magic effect is worth buying? You know, if I see the reviews and they're good, and I see that the overall effect is good, then I'll buy it. But I'm not usually a good judge in buying Magic products. I've been burnt a lot. So, for example, something might appear good on a demo, and then I just won't use it. You know, Odyssey, for example, is a great fucking trick. Honestly, Odyssey is a phenomenal trick, a good idea. No, I can't do that, you know. It's just the method is not for me. But I feel like I get more value off of, like, DVDs and books. You know, back in the day, like for example, the Jeff Sheridan set, that was a fucking great value to me. Other people will detest it. As a matter of fact, the reviews were complete shit for that. But I got so much out of that. But individual tricks, I would look at the reviews for that one, because you could kind of get a collective idea on whether or not it's shit. Whether or not it's something that you need to buy refills, which seems to be a fucking trend. But, you know, if the effect is good enough, I'll pone it down. But that hasn't happened in a long, long time. Preferred race and sexuality. Preferred race. Shit, I don't know. You have to be, like, either Africa black, or you have to be a little bit of a mix. So, you know, you have to have a little bit of that Indian in you, a little bit of that, a little bit black. And then you got to have some of that good old white force, if you know what I mean. You know, you're here in the United States, you're minding your own business, you're herding the cattle, and then out of nowhere you have a conquistador show up, and he not only inserts his massive rod in you, he gets you sick as shit and kills your people with disease. That's kind of what I like in my. That's the sort of race I like. You really do attract weirdos. No wonder you don't want to shot. That's fucked. That's funny. What about Abbeys by Lord Barnes? Lord Barnes. That's funny. Lloyd Barnes. Abbeys? I haven't seen it. Cody. I use a side steal. Xavier Spade has a great tutorial on that on his channel. He does. That side steal is a great move. You know, honestly, I prefer. I understand the logic of magicians when they say, "Why are you gonna do a pass and control half the deck to the top when you could just control one card to the top?" I understand the logic of that, but, you know, to me, I'll do a pass because it's the simplest move to do in most situations, or, you know, a control. Mahatma control is my favorite one. Double undercut is another one that's my favorite one. Just, you know, whatever it takes to get to the top of the deck in an efficient way, and in a what do you call this? In a way that makes sense depending on the actual individual routine. Let me see some shits. Pig Cake attracts 3 types of viewers: cunts, kids that want to swear for no reason, mentally ill, and those who can't count. That's actually fucking hysterical. That's fucking hysterical. Yeah, I think you got my demo down. Although I do feel like, you know, even the kids that watch my shit, at least they have a passing interest in Magic, so that's always appreciated. But yeah, you know, cunt. I think that what people don't seem to understand is that there's a context to the cursing, right? If you say nigger without context, right, it just becomes a word. But if you say it with a humorous context, then there's something to that. You know, there's a humor behind that, even though the word's greatly offensive. Same thing with cunt. Cunt is a tremendously offensive word to a lot of people. If you just say it for the sake of the word, you're not understanding. You know, there's a reasoning. So, you know, I remember I saw a couple channels that were trying to, you know, do the pig cake thing, and you know, they pussy, like, you know. I think that there's a little bit more thought into, especially the earlier videos. You know, there's a little bit more thought into the cursing than just saying it without a reason or rhyme. Demonetizing, yeah. Unfortunately, I'm getting demonetized. Fuck it. I saw the one where you spread the deck, bend one card to the top, and I believe Pig Cake did it in a video. Abyss is a waste of money. If you think of buying it, they send you a friction pen. Oh, really? Wow. I mean, I haven't heard of Abyss, but yeah, that is kind of funny when they're like, hey, yeah, we'll send you the gimmick. And it turns out you could buy the gimmick straight out of the package from fucking Office Depot. So it's like, you know, thank you guys for doing something that I could have done myself in less time and less money. Stay anonymous and stay safe. I think you're smart as well as talented and, of course, funny. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. That terrific cuntness. Has the word cunt become, you know, funny enough, I read something on Reddit today that said cunt is deemed as a word that's not offensive in Australia. So my people from Australia, y'all get it right. Unfortunately, here we get words that are offensive to everyone. So cunt is one that gets really offended, or people get really offended to that. Obviously, pussy. You know, these are things that people get offended at. Fuck is another one. Yeah, Antto. Robbie Burns, cunt is apparently a good one for you. Let me see. Oh, that's fucked. There you go. That's fucked. Cunt. Plus, they send you a fucking Zippo lighter worth 25 bucks. I didn't know that. Let me see. Why can't white people say the N-word? I mean, didn't we create it? I think that's a very not so good excuse as to saying it. But you know, I obviously I'm not racist in any way, so I just say it because of the humor that you could be extracted, or the humor that could be extracted from the word. Don't. Evan TV is the greatest magician of all time. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. You fucking cunt. See, there you go. Context. Said Evan is a great magician. I call him a cunt. Oh, boy. See, that's the... I realized that I've lied in the title of this video. I said a straight male drinks Sanka for an hour. And I lied because I'm not a straight male. No, I lied because I haven't been drinking Sanka. And I love big black cock. So that might be it. So let's see. Cunt means... Oh, okay, that's what I read. So yeah, I'll give you guys a little bit of a preview as to what's coming up this week in tutorials, obviously, because I've had a couple tutorials, obviously, in the queue. So I have a couple ones here. If you guys haven't noticed, by the way, the reason that the production value has jumped tremendously on the thumbnails. Best loser. You know, honestly, not much. You said, what's the point of this video? There's no point in anything, honestly. You know, there's no point in life because you guys are just watching a dude talk about pointless shit. Then again, most YouTube videos are you're watching somebody do something that's inherently pointless. Because inevitably it's not going to reduce lifespan, or you know, it's not going to increase lifespan. It's, you know, it's just delaying the inevitable, right? So technically, I would say there's not much of a point to this. But as I was saying, if you notice that my thumbnail game has improved significantly, and it will for the next, videos. What's gonna happen is, what happened was that I accidentally purchased Peter McKinnon's presets, thinking that they were for Premiere. A lot of P's in that last sentence. So I bought the preset, the first preset I clicked on, and it turns out that those were presets for Lightroom. So I bought both presets for Lightroom and Premiere. And the ones for Lightroom are the ones that you guys are seeing in the fucking, what do you call this? In the thumbnail. So, it's a production value, especially for the Rosetta card. That one is fucking Peter McKinnon all the way. The shuffled prediction, that's a McKinnon Lightroom shit if I've ever fucking seen. So you're going to see more of the production value on the thumbnails increase. And, honestly, I realize thumbnails are probably the most important part of any YouTube video, even more than the actual video itself. Completely. You could have a video that's shot at 1080p, of a person talking about how they were offended because somebody said, "Thank you, ma'am," at Starbucks, right? So you have a video of that, but the thumbnail is like, something that's at least decent or attractive enough for people to click on it, and that video will have 3 million views. So I feel like thumbnails are definitely the most important part of fucking videos, and that's insane to me. That you can have a video that's completely, phenomenal quality, and you shit on the thumbnail, and that's it. That's all it takes for people not to click on your shit. So that's fucking hysterical to me. I'm gonna up the production value on my thumbnail game. Let's see. This thumbnail is legit. Yeah, straight male. I don't think it's attractive enough for people. Let me see some shits. Cody says, any advice for filming with a phone? Samsung 6. Hey! Okay, I wanted some advice for filming it. Well, that one's a great phone. The Galaxy S6. There's the S7, which I've said pretty much every other live stream. I haven't said back in time yet, so even though I just did. But yeah, I think the greatest thing and the greatest advice is mind the lighting. The lighting is what's going to determine whether the 1080p that you film is going to look good or going to look like shit. So make sure that the lighting is on point, and make sure that you have an external microphone, and make sure that your external microphone fucking works. Because this, unfortunately, even though it's durable as shit, I need to figure out what it is that's causing this particular phone to be shitty. But definitely the audio is something you need to take care of, and the lighting. But honestly, if you look up, for example, cinematic video of a Galaxy S6 cinematic video, you're going to see what's capable with phones and shit. If you look up cinematic video Galaxy S7, it looks like a fucking professional-ass camera. So really, if you take a little bit of time to set up and make sure that your shooting conditions are good, people aren't even going to notice that it's a fucking phone. Let me see. I recorded with my iPhone 7. Yeah, honestly, one thing that I keep forgetting to do with the videos is whenever I shoot videos like outside and shit, and I use this phone, I keep the stabilization on, which is stupid because the stabilization causes that warping and it looks like shit. So as long as you mind that, and you do the stabilization post, make sure that it's good. You mind your lighting, you mind the audio. Audio is very important. You don't want to have this fucking perpetual sound in the back of your fucking videos. So make sure that you take care of that. But you can, honestly, what you could do for DSLR is to get that depth. You're going to lose that depth when you're doing it with a phone that you gain with a DSLR. Obviously, the quality is going to be better on a DSLR. But it's diminishing returns. You're not going to get much different quality. People aren't really trained to see that quality difference unless they're playing around with, videos on a daily basis. I could see it because I fucking, I do this goddamn every day. So, if you put up a phone video, I'm like, yeah, I could tell because the depth, the bokeh is not there. So you could still make like the best quality videos with a camera phone if you just, mind a couple different factors. Let's see. Some shits. That's funny. Could you do something similar? The Christmas trick for New Year's. You know, I'm not that much of a fan of New Year's as I am Christmas, so maybe not. I don't think I'm gonna do that. And if I do, I feel like it's gonna be too much. You know, it's like, oh wow, you did this one, now you're gonna do another one. Like it's too much. Will you sex me? Maybe, depends. If you have a tight butt. Let me see some shit. Let me see some jizz in the port. That's funny. Give me a shout out, Vhang Cheta. I don't think that's gonna do much. You know, I don't think that's gonna do much. Pig Cake's the type of nibble to do the top shot with his ring finger. Yeah, you fucking bitch. Yes, that's exactly me, cunt. Let me see. Thumbnails are like, oh, okay, so that's the latest one. Jay Sanka has been releasing some gems on his YouTube channel lately. I haven't seen him. I actually haven't seen him, unfortunately. So I will definitely check those out if you say that they're gems. You know, I think most of Jay Sanka's stuff is really good. It's just, you know, sometimes he puts out some cringe stuff, to be honest, and then sometimes he puts out some stuff that's not, you know, shouldn't be marketed, I think. But when he does have gems, they're golden. You know, they're fucking great. Unfortunately, still has me fucking blocked. But, you know, whatever. I did say that I wanted to fist fight him. Let's see. Have you ever fucked a pussy? I'm gay, dude. Pussy's gay, dude. A pussy's gay. I use my phone 90% of the time, and occasionally DSLRs when I could get a hold of them, but people already notice. And I post. Well, yeah, you know, for photos it might be different. Photos, I'm not exactly convinced that a phone is better. You know, obviously now phones are getting way fucking better, especially with like HDR. Man, the pixel is fucking phenomenal. But it could be comparable. I feel like a DSLR, it's less post. If you take a picture with DSLR, you know, you could just take a picture and then put it in Lightroom, put a couple presets on it, and it fucking looks amazing. Whereas on a phone, you need to work on it a little bit to make it look less phony. You know, fucking punny. But there's a couple differentiating things. You know, let me just give you an example. Like here, you know, you see there's a little bit of a depth there. You see that? But obviously, because of the, let me see if I could get a zoom in on the, I'm trying to get a fucking depth here. Okay, there you see. And you see how there's a focus, right? There's a focus on the actual card itself. There's less of a focus on the cards. But that is kind of an artificial focus. And because the sensor is so small, it's not going to take in as much light. So it's going to look grainy. It's going to look like shit. So you have to work with it more than a DSLR. Even a very shitty DSLR. You know, the one that I'm using, you know, to take pictures is a Canon SL1. If you know what a Canon SL1 is, it's a piece of shit. You know, they're literally the beginning, fucking first one you buy your 4-year-old kid that's interested in photography. And even with that, you could take phenomenal video and you could take fucking phenomenal pictures just with that shitty one. So imagine if you have like a Canon 80D, you're unstoppable pretty much. It's like overkill. However, when I do allocate the funds, I do want to replace this sort of this phone with G4, or not G4, sorry, a G7. I don't need a GH4, I don't need a GH5, but the G7 is like the budget one, the budget DSLR camera. That it still shoots 4K, it still shoots 1080p at 60 frames a second, which I don't get on my T6i, fucking cunts. But definitely I do want to replace this initial camera, which is something that I bought just to make videos. This is fucking obviously the Galaxy S7. I would want to replace that with the Panasonic G7. These nuts, that's funny. Eddie P, man, talk to you later, dog. Yeah, 3-strike rule, but I think Jay Sanka's putting up a lot of his old stuff. You know, the ones that he's putting up on YouTube, they've been around for fucking years and years and years. You know, I'm recognizing some of the old tricks from even fucking, Sanka 96, from one of those fucking old VHS tapes. You know, he's putting a lot of his old stuff out because, you know, people haven't seen them. You know, the new generation hasn't seen those as much as the older generation. So it's kind of funny that's like the old is new again. That adage is fucking true because, you know, these are old tricks that you could recognize if you're fucking, if you know, if you studied his work from the fucking 90s and even the late 80s and shit. So it's kind of funny that he's releasing his old stuff for you know, money now. But yeah, but he is giving a lot of good stuff, a lot of fucking phenomenal stuff on YouTube. I just haven't seen the more recent ones. I really haven't watched a lot of Magic on YouTube recently. What's the worst Magic effect you've bought? You know, fuck. That's actually, I've bought a lot of shit. There's a Birdcage Vanish that my mom bought me. I think one of the first tricks I got, piece of shit. I love Andrew Mayne. I fucking love Andrew Mayne. I would have his babies if he was here. But one of my first purchases in Magic was Pocket Sawing by Andrew Mayne, and that was a complete piece of shit. That was just fucking garbage. And I fucking love Andrew Mayne. But that's like a standing saw illusion, I guess. Like, you know, you do the saw in half, but he kind of shows you a way to how to do that illusion by yourself. It's fucking AIDS. And again, I can't tell you how much I love Andrew Mayne and how much I love Andrew Mayne's thought process and Andrew Mayne's work. But that one was just awful. There's another one. Fuck. I'm trying to think of shit that I've just bought and I'm like, this is fucking AIDS. I have to look at my collection, but you told us not to buy the wild sleeve from, so what did I do? Yeah, that's funny. You bought it, Mitch? You bought it from China? You know, man, all right. I want to shit on Wish.com so much, but I keep doing this thing where every time I see that Magic stuff is free and you just have to pay for shipping, I'll buy it. And I recently got a pen through dollar that's fucking, you know, that actually is not a piece of shit. I got the memory wire, you know, the wire that's fucking, you know, obviously I wouldn't recommend people to buy it like okay, so the pen through dollar, obviously I've bought so many of those, you know, from actual legitimate Magic manufacturers and shit. The wire, I remember that I bought a set from Illusionists when they first came out, you know, the ones that you dip into you dip it into coffee and then you pull it out and it says 7 of Hearts. But I bought some from Wish.com for free, obviously. You just pay the shipping. It's not bad. It's really not fucking bad. Like, I'm surprised with actually how fucking good they are. But the WoW gimmick is a piece of shit. The ones that are from Wish.com, from AliExpress, it's like a cunt piece of shit one. It doesn't even look fucking good. The card stays on it. So, you know, usually you do the vanish or you do the change and, you know, it changes from one card to the other. You still see like the faint image of the card and it's like, hey, thank you. Let me go through here. Oh, I do the Jay Sankey fake knuckle pop. You know, snap. That snap, when you grab your thumb and you snap it. He did have a tape a long time ago called 45, which I really liked, Jay. But I'm trying to think of other shitty Magic stuff that I bought. I'm trying to think of that. Did you not hear me? I said I love you. Thank you, Johnny boy. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, this is straight IKEA shit. This is straight IKEA rubbish, as the Brits like to say. But you know what? It's done me well. It's done me well. Hurry up and start your Pig Tech channel. Well, you know, there are two channel ideas that I have. And one is increasingly becoming sort of something that I want to do. One is a Pig Cake gaming channel, you know. And in terms of gaming, I mean like anything, you know, pretty much anything other than Magic. And the Pig Cake Tech one. The tech one is something that I'm definitely interested in. I love fucking tech. But the gaming one is obviously, it's like, you know, because, I don't know. I don't want to say things that might incriminate me, but those are fucking, I do have a couple ideas for that. It's 45, the one where he just shows tricks. Yeah, he just literally shows the tricks and how to do them. But he doesn't talk at all. Sure did, Mitch Webb. Yeah, you kind of wait, but it's like $2, Mitch. So it's not really that much for that shitty wall gimmick. But it is shitty. You're not gonna be able to do it like for people, because they will see it unless you put it away immediately. And they're like, yeah, don't touch it. Don't look at it. Don't fucking touch it. But yeah, definitely the original one is the one that you want to use. What are your favorite playing cards? I have a video, Mr. Wix. Having a video where I talk about my top 5 playing cards. Top 5 favorite playing cards. What is everybody glorify? You know, this was something that Xavier was talking about on his thing. And I agree with his mentality to a point. I agree with it to a little bit of you know, okay, so obviously I've read Expert at the Card Table. I do think it's overrated, and I do think that it's a very boring book. I don't think that it's a good book to buy if you are learning Magic, because I think the book was pretty much just made as an expose, you know, kind of an expose for the underground gambling scene. I don't think it was taken to be taken by magicians to, you know, even though there are tricks at the end of it, I don't think that it should be taken by magicians as kind of a learning course in Magic. You know, there are better things for that. For example, to me, Expert Card Technique is the best thing ever. It's a funny book, at least to me. You know, there's an underlying humor in it that you get when you fucking read it 1,000 times. And Expert Card Technique definitely is good. Card College, you know, Roberto Giobbi is a fucking genius. Obviously, a Tarbell course. Those are things that you're gonna want to put you know, take a look at. But I do think that Expert at the Card Table is a little bit overrated. However, that's not to say that you can't get stuff from the book to, you know, supplement ideas that you have and to, you know, get different moves and concepts from the book. But I think that it's very easy to say, oh yeah, Expert Card, like it's a thing that somebody could say that, oh yeah, Expert Card Technique or Expert at the Card Table. It's a fantastic book. If you're saying that, you're a lying piece of shit. Like if you're saying Expert at the Card Table is a great book and you've read it, it's like, you know, if you've read it, you would know that it's not a great book. Sorry, I gotta go. Work early. Michael, hey Michael, you fucking do what you do, man. Thank you for sticking around and watching my shit. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Expert at the Card Table. The 52, are you a member? No, I'm not a member. I don't know what it is either. So, unfortunately, that. I think the Pass is an amazing project. Yeah, the Pass is definitely good. It's, you know, it's limited to what, you know, you don't think that you're going to buy it and immediately be able to do it. It's not going to be one of those like self-working things. It's something that you're going to have to put a lot of work on. You know, I've put some work on it. It's not, that cover pass that I do is not doable by any standard on any video for the next fucking 3 years probably. But the video does do a great sort of theory. It provides a great theory on the pass. It provides a great motivation on it. You know, I have seen some shit reviews on it, but I think those are from people that are expecting, they're expecting more. And I'm like, how much else could you expect? He's doing one move excellently. He's talking about theory. He's talking about stuff that comes from doing this one fucking amazing move extremely fucking well. So I think it's well worth the investment on it, you know, for it. But don't think that you're gonna get it and do a pass immediately. That's for fucking sure. But it's definitely a great little, you know, it's a good sort of treatise. Is that a very? That's not a good word to use. It's a very good course, I guess, on theory on the pass, theory on controls, and definitely that cover pass. I need a more illustrated version of Expert Card Technique. You know, I think that an illustrated version will take away from it, because the good thing about Expert Card Technique is to be able to read just the text and try to come up with your own way on it. So even pictures in books, I feel like take away from it, because then you're kind of copying the picture. Unless it's like a very complicated sleight, then that makes sense. But for example, the tricks, I feel like reading it, you're kind of forced to pay attention to it. So it kind of forces you to look at it in a way that looking at a picture will take away. Big Dilf, you said, I need new deodorant. You know, I usually like the clinical ones. Unfortunately, even though those are a little bit more expensive, those are the ones that help out the most with the underarm sweats. The one that I'm using now is an Old Spice. It's not clinical, and I'm definitely getting the sweats, definitely. So I regret not sticking with that. But, you know, Old Spice is good. You don't want to do Axe. Axe is a little bit pushing it. You're not unless you're a middle schooler. So definitely Old Spice, I would recommend. I need to update my FAQ and put that in there. Royal Road is also a good one. And what I like about that it's broken down. It's broken down to what do you call this shit? It's broken down in different moves and then tricks. So it's like move, tricks with the move. So that's great. I really like that. That's the same way that the Mark Wilson Guide to Magic is broken down, that was like, I think, my first beginner book. It's slight, and then tricks with the slights. Concept, and then tricks with the concepts. I enjoy that. Let's see. Magic Lives Matter. Look at you coming from Instagram. People who recommend expert the card table to beginners are weird. It's better when you're familiar with a lot of concepts. Yeah, for sure. And I don't think anybody could say by any means that it's like, oh, it's a great, like, it's like saying, oh yeah, the Encyclopedia is a phenomenal book. Like, really, dude? Yeah, you're gonna, I guess it's something that's very easy to say, to sound like you know what you're talking about. But I don't think that I think that if you've read it, you would know that it's not necessarily the greatest book to purchase, especially if you're a beginner. Got Magical Mathematics today at the library. Let me fucking tell you, man, those kids books, I've gotten some fucking great ideas from fucking kids books for Magic. Some fucking great ideas. So, you dismiss these things that are like, wow, like, oh man, this is for kids. Magic for Dummies. I don't know how many threads on the Magic Cafe that I've read dismissing books like Magic for Dummies. But you're a fucking retard, honestly, if you're dismissing books like that. It's Magic for Dummies, Street Magic for Dummies, and then the Idiot's Guide to Magic. They consulted with like 50 amazing fucking magicians. Paul Harris, Greg Wilson, Tony Spina, David Williamson, Tom Mullica when he was alive, Daryl when he was alive, Bob Cassidy. They talked to a bunch of magicians for the material on those books. Jeff McBride. And, it's very easy for someone on the Magic Cafe that just wants to, increase their fucking post count and pretend like they know what they're fucking talking about. To say, fucking, these books are garbage. I'm like, suck a dick. But fucking those dummy books are phenomenal. Even some kids books, you're going to find some nuggets in there that are just gold. So, don't dismiss stuff just because you think that they're either for kids or for dummies or for, for general lay people, because you'll get some amazing idea for that. And Caleb, yeah, that's also the best idea or the best advice. If you have an idea, write it down. Write it the fuck down. You don't know how many ideas I've lost just to the goddamn nether because I didn't write it down. So I have a widget on my phone. I have a shortcut. I double tap the fucking volume and Evernote comes up and I could just write it and then, come back to it when I get the chance. But don't dismiss it. Whatever stupid idea you have, write it down. You will forget it and then you will stab yourself in the head when you can't remember how to get the 4 of a kind that signed the different pockets without palming, to give you a little bit of a fucking shit. But yeah, Evernote's the one that I use. I've gone through a lot of them. I think I've gone through all of the note apps, all of them. And the one that I keep coming back to is Evernote. I'm going to have an individual video for Evernote because I think it's so useful for Magic. What I do looking through Magic books, even if the method is shit. Yeah, you know what? The fucking effect, you look at the effect, you look at what it's accomplishing. And then that's going to give you some fucking amazing ideas, 3-strike rule. So people dismiss, these things very easily without even looking through them. And it's like, go through it. You have to be a little bit humble. You have to fucking open up a kid's Magic book. Just because you have 20,000 posts on the Magic Cafe doesn't mean that you are, the fucking authority on the shit. So open up a kid's Magic book, open up something that you don't think you're going to get something out of, and I guarantee you'll find something good, for example, there's a book that I got years ago from, there was a bookstore called Borders. They closed, I think. The one that was near me or the one that was nearby here was, now it's, what the fuck is it? It's Trader Joe's. That's how fucking long ago. That's how old I am. But yeah, I used to be at Borders, and there I bought a magic book that was like, it's a shit book. It's a shit magic book. But let me tell you, I found a lot of good effects from that book, a lot of good ideas from that book, even though it was a shit magic book that they probably took like, you know, a week and a half to make. I think it was like from England or something like that. But still, phenomenal. Yeah, but definitely Evernote's phenomenal for anything really, you know, to make sure that you don't fucking forget shit. I've talked about creativity on a live stream before, you know, and I've talked about, hold up, somebody says, can you show us a trick from a kid's book right now or an effect you created from one? Again, I'd have to look through my goddamn notes. I'd have to look through my notes. That's actually kind of funny that those are two ideas that are linked. I'll tell you, let me look through this notebook right now and see if I have something here. But hopefully in the next live stream, if I remember, I'll probably pull down one of the books that I have, and then I'll definitely show something. Do you know Barnes & Noble sells Theory 11 deck? Yeah, I've gotten a couple decks from Barnes & Nobles. Okay, let me see something here. I have a list of tricks and trick ideas. Hey, yeah, you know, I got an any card at any number from a kid's book. I got an idea for a method to do any card at any number from a fucking kid's book. Now that I'm looking at this one. Let me see if there's anything else here. Oh, fuck, you know, a couple mentalism ideas. A couple fucking, because it's, man, I fucking dismiss this shit. There's there's a video that I put up a long time ago. It didn't get a lot of views, this one, but it's the Living and Dead test. I put it up quite a bit of time ago. That principle is one that I remember I saw in a kid's book, and it's fucking really good. It is fucking really good. It's the one where you tear up a paper in a certain amount of pieces, and then because of the edges, you're able to determine which one the spectator picks. Oh man, that is so strong, so fucking strong. People have no idea. So that's just fucking nuts. I love that method. I fucking love that method because it reminds me of a story. I think it's either from World War I or World War II. I remember reading this years and years ago. I wish I could find it again, and I'm probably butchering it. But I remember that the story was that they needed to hide a set of negatives for photos of a submarine that they took. So some spies took a picture of a submarine. I'm not sure if it was a German submarine or whatever. So the story goes, apparently from my memory, that they needed to find a place to hide the negatives, right? So, you know, obviously they know that the people are going to come into the house or the room and fucking throw everything apart and rip the entire everything just to look for those goddamn negatives. So they had to think about a place to hide this negative. So they found a place, and what it turns out is that the people came in, they rummaged through everything, you know, they couldn't find anything, and they left. And the end of the story was that they hid the negatives on the light switch in the room, right? So they actually hid the negatives right on the light switch. So, you know, they came in, they turned on the lights, they fucking looked through everything, they couldn't find shit, they turned off the lights and they left. And not once did anyone care to look at the light switch because it was just such an incidental object and so obvious that they didn't fucking hide it. For me, that's the same method as the edge sort of method on that. You're ripping up the paper, right? And the edges are the last things on their mind. So they're obviously not going to think in a million years, unless they know the method, that the edges are the marking system to that. So that's a great method. So yeah, there you go, 3-strike rule if you want to check that video out. Let me check some shit here. That's funny. Too bad he's ugly. Yeah, but you know, if you have money, apparently that supersedes ugly. I know a couple people that applies to. Since I started cars tricks, that's funny. Like I said, cars tricks, golf nut. All I do is practice card control and not many flourishes. You know, I think that you need to have a diverse set of things that you practice in the beginning. Later on, then you could focus on one move and then practice that over and over. But in the beginning, you kind of want to learn as much as you can, but, you know, practice specific things that are going to aid you. So, for example, you want to make sure that you practice and you have a pinky count that's like good. You want to have a good palm. You want to have a good double lift. You want to have a good control. You do want to have a couple good flourishes, but you want to make sure that you're taking the time to, you know, to focus on each one of those individual moves to try to get them as good as possible, you know, before you even think about, you know, either shooting it on video or performing for people in person. So definitely in the beginning. Later on, when you get more advanced, then you want to, you know, you kind of want to focus on specific moves and specific individual sleights that might take a little bit more time. And I think the problem with YouTube is that, and I've seen this, you know, people throw the word master around like nothing. So, hey, I mastered the double lift. What's next? Hey, I mastered the pass. Let me tell you, dog, nobody's mastered that fucking move. Nobody's mastered the double lift. Nobody's mastered anything. You know, nobody's mastered shit. They've gotten really good at it. They've gotten excellent at it, but nobody's mastered anything. So if you're, you know, hey, I just saw your video on the pass and I mastered it, what's next? That's not the way it works. You know, you're always refining it. You're always adding to it. You're always learning touches on it. You're always learning different ways to do things. So you're not ever mastering anything. You're only improving. So definitely, you know, try to improve on as much things as you possibly can in the beginning. But yeah, working on control is not a hard thing. A move isn't mastered until it's motivated and casual. I don't think a move could ever be mastered, you know, honestly. I think that it's very easy to say, oh, I've mastered a move. You know, even if it's someone that does it, like, excellently. Like, you know, Xavier with his pass. I'm trying to think of somebody who's done a move like David Williamson with his top change, you know. His top change is pretty much one of the best top changes in all of Magic, you know, because of his motivation, his fucking thought process behind it. But unfortunately, it's something that, you know, he's not mastered it. He's excellent at it, but you can't master it. You're always improving on it. You're always getting fucking better. Mastery means that you pretty much dominated it, and there's nothing more to that, I think. So, you know, there you go. Is he reading these? Yes, Chris. I am reading these. I've mastered breathing. You know, until you get a cold, right? Then you get fucked. That's funny. Yeah, I mastered your thing after watching 5 seconds of your video, and now I'm going to re-upload it after fucking doing AIDS. Is the midnight shift a weird way of passing? I think it's a weird pass, the midnight shift. It's a good one, but I think it's kind of a situational pass. You need to depends on the scenario. I've had 4 pneumonias. I've mastered breathing. Yeah, you're a different fucking case. Are there alternatives to a double lift? Yeah, there's a couple alternatives to double lift. The top change is one. There's a move by Darren Brown. If I could even do it anymore. What is it? Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't want to butcher it, but there's a move by Darren Brown that he used to do. I remember from one of his old tapes. It's this. You have a card in lateral palm, right? And then as you kind of brush the card, you change it just like this. So the way I think he does it from like a bottom steel sort of position, so that he shows the card and then does this sort of thing. So, you know, it's one of those things. That's a hard one, honestly. But then there are obviously top changes. That's an alternative. You have this fucking move that everyone does. I can't even fucking do it. That shit. The Venus trap. There you go. That fucking Russian genius. He does it like, you know, obviously it's not his move, but every time I see him do it like that, it looks fucking pristine. He does it, and let me see if I can even do it right. I can't even fucking get it right. Fuck. I could blame the angle, but no, I'm just shit at it. This thing where you apparently throw it on the deck, but you're throwing it second from the top. That's fucking nuts. So yeah, so what do you call this shit? But yeah, there's a couple of different variations on the double lift. But I think, you know, the double lift is, it's a good move. You know, you can have variations on the double lift. I think that's better than just looking for a way around it. So, you know, if you have a good double, you know, you don't need to find an alternative. Hey, let me go back to straight male mode. You see some shit. Most difficult sleight. I mean, for me, it's been the pass, but then again, I'm not like a move monkey. I'm not going to go fucking nuts with different moves, but to me, it's the pass, man. You know, for sure, that's the most difficult sleight. I think to even learn it and to get it to where I have it now is fucking shit. So I definitely want to get that to... I'm begging you to make a New Year's poem. Maybe. I mean, obviously, you can't... There's no music to signify New Year's. But yeah, but that might be the hardest move for me. What do you think of the Selenium shift? I haven't seen it. I keep hearing about it, but I haven't seen it. I honestly stopped performing magic tricks a month ago. Oh yeah, I mean, you know, it fucking I don't think I've ever stopped. You know, I don't think I've ever stopped practicing and coming up with ideas. It's 16 fucking years now doing this shit, this gay shit. But for sure, you know, I think you have some phases where you might just chill for like a couple weeks, just not think about it, and then you come back and you're at your most creative. But I think that, you know, there's nothing wrong with at least getting what you learned from magic and applying it to other aspects, you know, whether that's psychology or whether that's other things. I think that there's a lot that could be taken from magic that you could apply to a lot of things in your life. You know, you see things differently when you do magic, because everything kind of becomes less based on its properties and more based on what you can do, you know. So for example, you look at a cord, you look at a fucking cord, and that cord becomes like this charging cable. I'm thinking, okay, this is not, I could do a string routine with this shit. You know, you look at things in terms of their properties in relation to magic, and you stop looking at things in terms of their actual use. So that's kind of an interesting thing. You're done? I mean, yeah, if you're done, you're done. But, you know, it's not for everyone. Obviously, I'm biased, but, you know, I gotta say, I think there's a lot of things that you could take from it. So I hope you at least got that. But still, I just think that there's a lot of fascinating things that could come out from magic. Noob Films, why do you hate Jabrizi and Evan Era? I mean, I have videos to explain that. You know, Jabrizi's kind of a cunt, honestly. Jabrizi's kind of a cunt. So even before he kind of got exposed, that didn't matter because he's still, you know, making content. I just think that he's one of these magicians that think they're the hottest shit, but I think one of the things you need to be is humble. You need to understand that you're not the best. Even if you are the fucking best, you're not the best. You know, there's always going to be somebody better than you. There's obviously going to be somebody that does something that's better than you. So for you to come out in every video and say, hey, I'm the best, you know, I doubt that, dude. You know, I've seen your shit. I doubt that. Simba dropping 2 hot bucks. Thank you, dog. Is that $1 per inch? Is that $1 per inch? Maybe. Brandon Gonçalves, who apparently can't spell Gonzalez correctly, unless your last name is actually Gonçalves, which is the weirdest fucking spelling. Who are you telling to shut up? Is that me? Are you telling me to shut up? Damn, that's fucked, you cunt. Let me see. You think you're the best? Yeah, that's funny. If you think you're the best, there's always an Asian that's better than you. Yeah, that's an unfortunate fact. If you think you're good at something, you know, it took me getting on Instagram to see that. I'm like, oh, you know, I think I'm pretty hot shit. I got some good ideas. And then you look at Instagram, and some dude is doing some shit that you've never seen before, and he's 12, and you're like, you know, maybe my dick isn't that big. You know, maybe I need to be a little bit humble, So yeah, so how could you be a cunt when your name is Jabrizi? That's funny. Yeah, right. How could you be a cunt if you have grills that look like aluminum foil, right? How could you be a cunt when you get busted doing a trick, staging a fucking video of a trick that looks good regardless? Like, if you're going to stooge a video, at least stooge like, hey, when I say think of a card, say the 3 of spades, all right? At least do that. But this guy's like, or I think he even fucking did that. No, wait, he at least forced a card at least or some shit. But he goes, hey, when I do this, react crazy, all right? Go fucking nuts. You know, that trick is going to get those reactions if you're a good performer anyways, you fucking cunt. So, yes, if I make a piggy New Year's poem, I'll put it on the channel. Obviously, I'll put it on the channel. I don't think there's any reason to me just coming up with a New Year's poem and not putting it on the channel. That kind of defeats the point of the effort, right? Hold up, let me write this. Hey, okay. I shouldn't let my write it down. Let me see this. Yeah, right? I love it when people are like, hey, dude, do a pass. Yeah, from this angle, it's going to look like hot shit. And my favorite thing, you know, another annoying comment habit is when people are like, when they drop the way the trick is done in the comment. You know, most of the tricks that I do aren't hard tricks. They're very easy to figure out. You know, they're very easy. Yeah, I can't do I could do a shitty pass from this angle. I could do a shitty one. Hey, there you go. That's kind of a shit pass. But people are, whenever they drop, like, hey, I know how you did that. You did this and this and this. You know, everyone kind of knows. You know, I don't think I've fooled anybody with anything that I've done. I think mostly everybody knows what I do. You know, mostly everybody knows basic methods. So if you're putting the comment, it's pretty much saying, hey, I know the method. I'm smart. You know, you kind of look like a cunt, honestly. So that's one of the comments that I dislike. But, you know, whatever. I'm not going to take them out. Hey, boy. But, yeah, I don't get that. I don't understand that. It's like, why say the method to pretend like you're smart, you know? Again, it's either a pass, a double lift. One that I'm using on Instagram now a lot is the Cardini change. I'm a fan of that one. Oh, it's Gonçalves. That's fucking nuts. Damn, man. I've never heard that fucking that last name. I mean, here, if you say Gonzalez in a crowd, you're going to have 14 people go, what? Huh? Okay? Huh? What's going on? You're calling me? Gonçalves. I never heard that. I've actually never heard that. But Portugal. Hey, man. Thank you, dog. You fucking cunt. Calling me a cunt. But thank you, man. I'll keep making videos until I'm dead. Let me see. His was silent. Yeah, mine is not silent at all. I suck at double lifts, and a few months ago I was really into magic, but I only stopped because I only did easy tricks. You know, I love easy tricks. I love tricks that don't require any work on your part at all. I really do. Those are my favorite tricks, just because they kind of lead you to focus less on the actual sleights and less on remembering when to do particular sleights and more on just the presentation aspects. So those are tricks that I enjoy a lot. But obviously practice, man. There's no substitution for practice whatsoever. None. So if you don't practice, you're not going to get any better. And I think that a lot of times people find themselves, they try to find shortcuts. Oh, how can I do this better? You know, consistency, practice. Make sure to do it in front of a mirror. Make sure to look at it from different angles. Make sure to film yourself. Film yourself from different angles to see what it looks like to an unblinking eye. But definitely keep practicing. There's no substitution for practicing, dog. Oh, well, that was one guy, I think, that just said, hey, you just looked at the top card. There were a couple comments on that one in particular that are like, or the ones that I don't get that I used to get a lot of was, you know, obviously these are tutorials, right? So I do the trick and then I explain the trick. That's kind of the way it works. That's the way a tutorial works. So the one that I find funny are like the comments that are like, you just did a double lift. Yeah. I mean, if you wait 4 minutes, you'll see that that's exactly what I did. You know, it says tutorial in the fucking description or even in some of the titles. So Thanks a lot. Yeah, dude, it's all practice, really. You know, and the weirdest part about Magic is that, you know, I don't know how many times it's happened to me that I just fucking, I punch the wall because I can't get a fucking move down. And I keep doing it, I keep practicing, I keep fucking doing it. And, you know, it's not even close to being anything that's fucking presentable. And then one day it just clicks. You know, it just fucking clicks, and I could do it every time, you know. That happened with the pass, that happened with the Revolution cut, that happened with fans, that happened with so many slights, the long distance spinner. So many fucking slights that I just fucking couldn't do, and I thought I would never get done. And then eventually one day, I just did it, and you know, you just fucking do it from there, and it's weird. It's, you know, a weird muscle thing, but you do the move and you do it and you try to replicate what you saw, you try to replicate what you read, and then one day you're just going to be able to do it, and from then on, you know, if you keep practicing it, it's just going to be fucking, you're just going to get on there. Let's see, long distance spinner. Yeah, it's so sad. Yeah, that was another one. That was a fucking another one. I remember that took a long time. Obviously, I have short little man hands, so let me see if I can do it with the third of the deck. There you go. Hey, boy. I'm trying to do it so it stays in frame. Hey, there you go. So yeah, that's one that I could not get down. It took me like a fucking week to get that shit, and then finally one day I just hit it, and I kept doing it. I'm eating potato salad. Well, I'm drinking Sanka, dog. If you're not drinking Sanka, you don't know what it's about. Does practicing gambling moves help Magic? Depends. If you're doing Magic that's based around gambling moves, yeah, then it's gonna help your Magic. But it's in the same way of, you know, if it's practicing double lifts, going to Sanka is decaffeinated coffee, by the way. But yeah, you know, it's the same way. Hey, is practicing double lifts gonna help out with my ambitious card? Yeah, it will. But you know, some gambling moves could be applied to other different routines and stuff, so they're more, you know, flexible. But usually gambling moves are kind of limited to cheating scenarios, and they're very specific. So obviously you want to practice the basics. You want to have a good palm down. You want to have a good control. You want to have a good double lift. You know, there's so much you could do with just a palm, a double lift, a control, and fuck, what else? A pass. You know, you could do infinite amount of stuff with just those moves. Let me see some shits. You know, I said it in one of the previous live streams. I think I said it. I think not in the last one. I said why my name is Pig Cake. And then I even said it in the first live stream. Well, the table is not long. It's just lengthwise. I'm on the edge of the table. So, yeah, it's not that it's a long table, it's that it's edge. That'd be kind of funny. Found the classic. Yeah, the classic pass is definitely a lot easier than the cover pass. Obviously, the cover pass has its purpose. You're hiding the mechanics of the pass underneath the pass itself, right? So that's kind of the point of the cover pass. The top card doesn't change, right? That's kind of the point of it. But I think that in concert, you know, when you're doing the pass, you know, we're trained to see that flicker. We're trained to see that little bit of a jitter. Lay people aren't. Lay people attribute that to the spreading of the cards. They attribute that to the scoring up of the cards. So even if they see something, if you have a pass that's silent and a pass that's, you know, well done, whatever they see, even if they're burning your hand, is going to be attributed to scoring action, which is the amazing part of the pass. But the cover pass obviously has its use, you know? Oh, shit. Oh, man, that was a fucking hard one. Nigerian? Am I Nigerian? From Nigeria? No, I'm not from Nigeria. I like how you perform on the wall. Yeah, this is kind of the pink hue that this house has been blessed with. Are you really white, or are you a black male? Whomst. Fucking hashtag whomst. White-faced his hands. I don't, you know, I'm a cis American white male. You know, I'm a straight male drinking Sanka. So unfortunately, I'm not black. If I was black, I'd be, I would have shown my dick by now, honestly. I would have definitely shown my penis by now. I would have had a 30K penis reveal. So yeah, that's definitely fucking hot. Am I Indian? No, I'm not Indian. I mean, you could tell. You could tell that I'm not fucking Indian. Let me see some shit here. Maybe I missed something. No, I think I got all those. Can you read my Insta messages? Do I read them? I think I read them. Nahuel. Am I good at mucking? No. I mean, I can do a muck, but it's shit. It's a shit muck. I think I've done it even on live streams before, right? It's a fucking ass muck. So you want to do those cards, and then this is again a shit angle. This is a shit angle. Hey boy, there you go. How fucking shit was that muck? And I gotta bend the fuck out of these cards. Let me see. Hey boy, there you go. That's a good one. That was actually a fine one. That was actually a good one. You know, that wasn't that bad. Obviously, it's a hard thing to cover. You're like, hey, let me check these cards. And there you go. That's kind of the muck. Then there's this fucking muck that you could do. This one, which is even harder. I can't even fucking do that. Okay, hold up. Hey. Fuck. Yeah, I can't do that one. The muck is this one. That's the only muck that I could do. And even that looks like shit. So there you go. No, I typically read them. It's just that on Instagram, their messaging is shit. So sometimes I won't get, I have notifications turned off on Instagram. And then I have it on Wi-Fi because obviously I have, okay, so the way this phone, this Galaxy S7 can't connect to data because it's fucking blacklisted because of a whole ordeal I had buying this fucking phone. So on my other phone, I have my regular shit, you know, the non-piggy stuff, and I don't have an Instagram. I don't have the Instagram. So on this one is where I have the Instagram, and here it's Wi-Fi only, right? So I can only check it when I'm on Wi-Fi on this phone. So, and the notifications are off. So typically, you know, unless I'm literally actively looking on Instagram. Fuck, I just skipped a bunch of stuff. Humst, hashtag Humst. Are you single? I'm looking. Depends on how tight your butt is. You know, depends on how tight your butt is. Did you drink German beer once in your life? No, man. No, I have not had a beer ever. Part of that straight edge society. Let's see. Humst. Fucking Humst. That's the greatest thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. This nigga said Humst. Did you seek Ramsey's live feed the other day? No, I haven't seen it. I typically page in whenever he's on a... page in. Fucking when I page in. Jesus. No, I recently look at his live streams like whenever they're up and I'm, you know, actively on YouTube. But I didn't see that one. You're killing me, man. Fuck. Okay, you're killing me, man. I want to know your opinion on Ramsey. He commented on you. Where's your comment? I don't know what he commented on, but usually I have seen his comment on me, and usually it's he respects my hustle. He thinks that I got chops, and you know, my humor is not for everyone. It's definitely rated R, you know. So you know, but he does appreciate the hustle, which I appreciate too. I like Chris Ramsey a lot. I like his channel. I like his kind of mentality on Magic. I do feel sometimes he's playing the YouTube game, which is what you need to do. I'm not willing to do that. Unfortunately, it shows by my sub count. But, you know, I respect him. I respect his opinions, and I respect the fact that he's able to amass that many subscribers actively with Magic. You know, I'm kind of jealous almost. So I do definitely love Chris Ramsey's stuff. I think that he's a fucking wonderful guy. What's your thought on eugenics? You're trying to get me in trouble, you cunt. A former teacher makes fun of someone for sounding educated. Humst! Hoomst! Hoomst is the greatest thing I've ever fucking heard in my entire life. Hoomst. I'm going to write that down, as a matter of fact. On Evernote. Hoomst! Hoomst. Fuck. That is so good. Fuck. Hoomst. Let me write Hoomst. Hoomst. Damn, man. That is so good. Somebody's asking me about the Verts and the Virtuals, the Vert 17s. I'm never going to buy a deck that's more than fucking 15 bucks, man. I'm not going to buy a deck that's more than 15 bucks that doesn't have any feature to it. Like, you know, fucking the fuck, what do you call this shit? The Fs, what are the Fs called? The one that start with F? Those decks? Or the fucking Verts that are like 20 bucks, you know, for a fucking deck. No, thank you, man. Listen, if you're trying to do Supreme, Fontaine, yeah, you could fucking take them and, you know, stick them in your dick hole, dude. I'm not about to pay 30 bucks for a deck. Are you fucking serious? Like, yeah, okay, I'll pay 30 bucks for a deck, but it's a marked deck. I'll pay 30 bucks for a deck, but it's fucking, it better have something. It better come with a goddamn blowjob, you know? I'm not going to pay 30 bucks just because you've printed 10 of them. Like, okay. You know, hey, limited edition. Yeah, okay, dude. RFID. Yeah, if it's a deck that literally tells me what card you cut to, okay, I'll pay 30 bucks for that. I'm not going to pay 30 fucking bucks for a goddamn deck just because you put a fucking logo on it and you made 30 of them. You know, you could kind of suck a dick. You could suck a big dick, you know? So, you know, Ramses are 15, right? That's the absolute limit I'd go for. That is the absolute fucking limit. 15 is the most I would pay for a deck. And that's considering the fact that, you know, some of these decks, you know, the manufacturing that goes into the deck obviously has a play on how much the deck is cost. But here's the thing. Everyone fucking knows that you're going through the United States Playing Card Company. Everybody fucking knows that there's a limited amount of finishes that you could possibly have on the cards themselves, right? So people could ballpark how much it costs to make a deck. So, you know, 15, again, it's a little pushing it for me, but, you know, based on, again, the fact that you probably had to hire somebody to design the back, you had to go back and forth with them. You know, 15 is kind of, it's the kind of the fringe of what I would pay for a deck that doesn't have a thing on it. So I would buy the first, for example. I'd buy those. I think that's fine. But 20, you're pushing it. 30, you're fucking pushing it. You know, 40, I've seen 80. You better fucking suck my dick if I see you in person. You know, fuck. You know, Pandrea, his cards were marked and they were 10 bucks, dude. The blue ones, the inspired ones, they were fucking 10 bucks. You know, fuck. So, So let me tell you, whoever made the Fontaines and whoever made the fucking Verts, I better get a fucking fat blowjob. You better play with my balls if I buy one of those and you see them in person. Cactus, you know, okay, you said, would you buy a $100 deck if it had Supreme in red and white letters and it's official from Supreme? I would buy it and I would resell it for $500 because unfortunately people are stupid and they would buy it. You know, they'd buy it just because it has that logo on it. It's that, there's a rule that I came up with and I'm sure I didn't come up with, but a life rule called the line rule, right? You know, people are more willing to go into a club, even if it's shitty, if they see that other people are going to it, right? So if there's a long line, they're going to get more enticed and they're going to be like, oh, hey, you know, what the fuck is happening here? And obviously when you go inside, it's the same shit. It's loud music, it's lights, it's overpriced drinks. But they're willing to, you know, fucking look over that just because there are a lot of people there, right? I call it the rule of the line. So it's the same shit with fucking Supreme. It's the same shit with these Fontaine cards. You know, you're paying 30 fucking bucks, dude, for a goddamn deck. Like, all right, you know, what am I getting? What am I getting? You know, You're okay. So it's a limited run. Okay, that's interesting. Are you aware that I have a brain? All right, you're aware that I have a brain. Yeah. Okay. So you are aware that I know that it probably costs between $2 and $6 a deck for you to print that deck, right? Yeah? Okay. So why in the bluest of absolute fucks are you with a straight face hosting a deck on your website and selling it more than fucking $30 a deck? Fucking suck my fucking dick, dude. Get the fuck out of here. So yeah, so there you go. Yeah. Will you open fail AIDS fan mail? Yeah, I'll open. Just don't send me AIDS. Don't fucking send me AIDS. That's my fear, that somebody's gonna take the meme too far and send me some like shit. I'll fucking find you if you send me shit. Let me see. But if you pay more, then you're more satisfied. But if you, that's funny. If you pay more, then you're satisfied with your purchase. I don't know, man. It's, you know, to be honest, the best finish that I've seen on the cards, somebody sent me a marked deck of the Penguin deck. Those feel so nice to me. And they're $10 a deck and they're marked. You know, fuck. So you're telling me that I'm in my head, I'm comparing that deck to your $30 deck. That's what I'm obviously always going to be comparing it. I'm always going to be comparing it to that shit. So you're telling me that I'm going to have to justify in my head paying $30 for a deck that's not marked, that doesn't have any feature, that I've seen people say and I've seen people use them and they're always dinged up and they always look like shit. And the consensus is that if you use them for more than 2 weeks, the edges start fraying and they don't even last. You know, yeah, dog, you better be fucking sucking my dick, dude. Honestly, you better be finding me and being like, hey, you bought one of my decks? Okay, all right. So do you want it now or later? All right, I'm going to be sucking your dick. Yeah, you're right. That's the truth, Cactus. Dumb people convince themselves more, which is why, you know, I would not mind buying a Supreme deck and selling it for $500, even though in my head I'm like, you know what? Yeah, people are going to fucking buy it. But at the same time, it's like, I think that it's stupid. And if you fucking put a little bit of logic into it, pure randomness. Hey, man. See you, dog. Thank you for sticking around, bro. It seems to me that there are half a dozen top YouTube magicians who are fighting some yet to be defined fights. Do you think that there is a change in the cards for Magic? You're trying to pun there? You're trying to be punny? You know, I think that there's a very limited amount of YouTube magicians that ultimately have found success. I don't think I'm super successful in comparison to them. I'm happy with where I'm at. Obviously, I want to keep growing. But, you know, I'm happy with the success that I found. Obviously, you're always going to be comparing yourself to these YouTubers and shit. And wondering, you know, there are some of them that you wonder how the fuck did they get to their position. But, you know, some people are fucking idiots, honestly. So, but, you know, I'm going to keep working at what I'm doing. I'm going to keep my format. I'm going to keep, you know, grinding it up and trying to inevitably be the top of the YouTube Magic game. But until then, I'm not going to stop. So, you know, to each their own. Whomst. Do you like clear plastic waterproof Hoyle cards with back designs? That's fucked, all things Magic. You know, funny enough, my first deck ever was a Hoyle deck. And I still have it. It's a piece of shit. But I still have it. It's the Hoyle, like it's the, you bend them and they literally bend. It's those decks. The butterfly deck has several different markings that not only tell you the card, but also the cards around it. Yeah, I would justify that as being $30, you know, because there's an added feature. There's something that I'm getting for my money. You know, I'm getting something that's gonna be ultimately worth it. A marked deck or something gimmicked. But, you know, I'm not going to pay more than $30 for a goddamn deck that just has an F on it. You know? Dude, get fucked. What do you think the major change in YouTube? I don't think it's going to change at all. You know, I think that it's going to keep getting honestly worse on YouTube, especially for people that don't censor what they say. You know, so I worry that unfortunately the changes to YouTube are going to be negative. In terms of the Magic scene, you know, hopefully more people get inspired to do it well, and to, you know, not just learn a trick and put it out immediately just for the sake of 30 clicks or 30 views on your shit. I hope that people care more about Magic and care more about the art and the people that, you know, came up with these methods, and they, you know, the giants, you know, that were standing on the shoulders of giants. I hope people care more about the art than just, for example, looking at one of my videos and being like, oh, okay, I could do this, and then just filming you doing the same trick and the same tutorial, you know, just doing it. Like, that doesn't help anybody out, honestly. You know, so I hope that YouTube the YouTube Magic game kind of inspires people to want to do videos, but do them right and do them well, and, you know, care about what they do and do it in a unique way. So I just hope that we don't have an influx of people that are just copycats, because that's not going to take the art anywhere. You know, it's going to harm the art more than it does help. You put out a shit ton of content that is amazing. Thank you, man. Do you ever worry about running out of ideas, Robert Colson? No, honestly, I don't. I think that's one of the things that I've kind of been blessed with is creativity, you know, in sort of Magic, creativity just in general. So, you know, I don't think that I'll ever run out of ideas. I don't think that I'll ever run out of different things that I could work on and do. You know, and the things that I'm putting out on YouTube hopefully are practical, hopefully are effective, and I hope they could kind of inspire people to come up with their own methods and do their own different ways of doing the things, you know. You know, for example, there's a video that I'm going to put up, I think soon, that's, I think on Patreon. I don't think I'm going to put it up on YouTube, but it's based on a trick that I already put out on YouTube. And it's literally the same trick, but done in a completely different way. So, you know, see the tricks that I put as concepts. Don't see them to be done exactly as the way they're presented. You know, see them as concepts. See them as something that you could work on and make it your own. And, you know, from there, hopefully you'll come up with your own stuff. But I don't think I'm going to run out of ideas anytime soon. Pick Cake Cunt College on Patreon. Hey, yeah, I'm putting more slides and stuff on Patreon. I do have a couple of videos on queue that are, you know, advanced version of tricks that I'm going to put up on YouTube. I like doing those because, you know, you have the trick that I put up on YouTube, and then you have kind of an advanced version, and you have extra touches on Patreon that I think are well worth the investment there. You know, I'm glad that I'm actually almost close to that goal, which is kind of fucking phenomenal. I never thought I'd even get close to, you know, that much a month. You know, in comparison to other channels, it's like, wow, that's peanuts. But, you know, for me, that's like fucking nuts that people are willing to invest in the Magic and invest in, you know, Pig Cake. So that's fucking crazy to me. Tutorial on SpongeBob's magic linking fingers, or is that too risky? You know, SpongeBob, he's, I've actually never seen it consistently. I've seen very little SpongeBob, so I can't tell you that I've seen that. Let me, sorry, okay, let me do that. YouTube is too liberal, they're destroying it. You know, yeah, there's problem on both sides. You know, there's problems on both sides. It's not just liberal. Unfortunately, there are a bunch of the worst kind of liberals running it. You know, you do have some liberals. You do have some people that, you know, okay, there's obviously phenomenal, fantastic people on both sides. And there's also fantastically shitty people on both sides. Unfortunately, the people that run YouTube are the really bad kind of liberals. So you have, you know, people that are offended very easily, that are catered towards a very specific demographic. You notice in their YouTube, if you follow them on Twitter, it's like every other video, somebody that has a mental disorder or somebody that's like, you know, talking about their stresses and stuff, and you're like, you know, not everyone is interested in that, but it seems like you guys are definitely interested on that and plugging that stuff the most. So it's like, you know, they have a very specific set of things that they want to do, and ultimately I think that's going to end up pushing the channel down. You kind of have to be open to different ideas. Obviously, you don't want to harm anyone. You don't want to hurt anyone ever, but you do have to be kind of open, and you can't just, you know, shut somebody down because you disagree with them. That's complete bullshit. So I do think that YouTube is being run and unfortunately being influenced heavily by the worst kind of liberals. Not to say that all the liberals are bad, but, you know, the ones that are particularly running YouTube, they're putting too much of their own shit on there, and it's just hurting it more than helping it. No, definitely not anarchism. You know, it's definitely not anarchism on YouTube. I think that it should be a good mix. You know, if you have a political ideal, if you have a certain ideal, you shouldn't just dismiss the other set of thoughts just because you disagree with it. That's not the way it works. You know, there are obviously different factors that have contributed to people's beliefs, you know, whether that's religion, whether that's political or social. So, you know, the fact that you are a group of people that are running this platform, that have bought this platform, you know, and you guys are just pretty much turning it into something that caters only towards your particular belief, you're shitting on 50%, you know, you're shitting on the 50% of people that exist and are still making content in their own style just because you happen to disagree with them, you know. That's fucking stupid, and you're gonna shit yourself on the ground. And unfortunately now, you know, they're monopolizing this, they're monopolizing, and they're also TVizing the platform. So you notice that it's becoming more and more like television, and unfortunately that's kind of the trend where I see YouTube heading. Hopefully a competitor comes along and kind of, you know, shakes it up, but until then, YouTube is still gonna be catered towards that particular demographic. Free trivia on Patreon if I pay $200 every month. I don't have a 200 tier, you know, so I don't think that's even possible. Brandon Gonsalves, damn man, I like your funny content. Thank you, I appreciate that. You kind of see the intelligence behind the humor. I don't think I'm that smart, you know, obviously, just to not, you know, hold my ego up too high, but you know, obviously it just comes from logic. It comes from seeing both sides, seeing different perspectives, and understanding where perspectives come from. And I think that too many people, you know, even on the right, even on the left, they kind of just hide themselves in a bubble, and they're like, wow, the other side is complete shit. You know, you kind of have to find the logical side of it and see it that way, you know. But unfortunately, when the overwhelming majority and the people that are in charge are of a certain mindset, that kind of affects everybody, you know, and not in a good way. So, but thank you. I'm glad you kind of appreciate my shit. Pig Cake has a mental disorder. Yeah. Terrific cuntness. Smarter than Trump. Pig Cake for president. That's hysterical. There's a fine line between comedy and being blatantly offensive. What are your thoughts on how you define that line? You know, again, I'm one for free speech in absolutely any way, as long as you're not hurting somebody. I think that that's kind of what it's a natural right that we should have. We should be able to believe whatever we want to believe, say what we want to say, as long as we're not directly hurting somebody. But unfortunately, you know, some people do get offended when they hear words like cunt, when they hear words like fuck, like nigger, you know, the basic words that offend people. But I think that as long as you're not, you know, everything I do is it's within the border of parody, within the border of humor, right? So, you know, I'm never being hurtful intentionally on my end. I'm being humorous. I'm parodying people. You know, I'm saying stupid things for the sake of laughter and to make people laugh. So if, for example, if you get offended from anything that I say, I think you're kind of hiding yourself, and you're kind of, you know, you're backing yourself off into a corner, because then you're picking things to kind of get offended by. It's like, you know, it comes from it doesn't come from hate, it comes from humor. And It comes from just having the basic right that I could say those things and I can say those things, which is such an amazing thing to have, you know, to be able to say these things and to be able to say whatever it is that you want. It's fucking great. And it's unfortunate that, you know, people kind of shit on that, and they only see it based on the word. They don't see it based on, you know, they don't see it based on kind of the humor, the parody of it. They just see the word and they're like, ah, fuck, you know, dismissing it immediately. So it's like, I've gotten a couple comments that I was like, hey, dude, I loved everything, but you made fun of Jews. Unsub. You know, there are some things that you can make fun of Jews that are funny. Same thing with people from my ethnicity. Same thing from people from your ethnicity. You know, there's always humor that you could find in absolutely everything. So, you know, you don't have to watch it. You know, fuck. I'm not forcing anybody to watch this shit. But I just think that I don't think anybody's figured out the right way. I'm just saying from my perspective, from my, you know, from my fucking, my experiences. They might be different from your experiences. But, you know, I just think that everybody needs to kind of chill out. We need to stop being so offended for everything. And unfortunately, you know, it's always going to be a debate. It's always going to be a debate. But I'm going to stick to my guns. You know, I'm going to stick to what I believe in. And, you know, one thing that I think people don't do, unfortunately, is people have the problem that they can't ever be wrong. And being wrong is one of the greatest things that we could have as a human. Because from being wrong is where you learn. Right? We learn the most in magic when we fuck up. When we mess up a trick, that's when we learn the most. Because when we fuck up on a trick, then we learn what it is that we could avoid. We learn exactly what it is that we could do to improve, you know, the next performance, right? Sorry. Oh, fuck. I almost died there a little bit. What I think is that, you know, you should be able to understand that you could be wrong. And you have to be open to other avenues. So, you know, that's the problem that I find with religion too often, is that you kind of hide yourself in this bubble and you say, you kind of delegate yourself. I'm a Christian, I'm a Catholic, I'm an atheist, I'm a Jew, I'm a Muslim, you know, whatever. You kind of bubble yourself into this category, and you're not open to anything. You're not open to other beliefs. You're not open to other ideas. It's the same with politics. It's the same with fucking magic, you know, as small as magic is compared to religion and politics. You know, you see that in magic, and you see these people that kind of bubble themselves in and are unwilling to spread themselves past their firm set of beliefs. And I think that's kind of what holds everything back. So if you're more open, you're going to see how many things you could fucking, you know, you could experience, right? If you're more open to being wrong and being, you know, learning from your mistakes, right? So let me see some comments here. I was wrong about you at first. I didn't think you were funny a year ago. Now I think you're hysterical. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's happened quite a bit. There are not that many bigots out there. You know, yeah, I think that the amount of bigotry is kind of over-exaggerated. People tend to go with what they hear, and you know, you hear a lot of things that are not true and exaggerated, and that there are more, you know, there are more positive people, there are more good people than negative people. The problem is that you hear more of the negative people than you do the positive people, you know, just because positive is boring, unfortunately. Negative is what gets views, negative is what gets ratings, negative is what gets, you know, attention, right? So unfortunately we hear more about the bigots and less about the good side of people and the good things and the good people themselves. So, you know, unfortunately that's the issue. Do you fear that you're unintentionally giving a voice to the racist bigots out there that are itching to hear a similar voice? I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. I think that unfortunately bigots and racists are themselves in a bubble where they refuse to, you know, acknowledge that, you know, these people are people. They're humans, right? You know, it boils down to that. Even though somebody's black, they're a person. Even though somebody's a Jew, they're a person. Even though somebody's a Muslim, they're a person. Even though, and even though you might disagree with them, at the end of the day, you're a person, right? So if you're a racist, you're kind of hiding yourself in this bubble, and it's the same thing. You kind of refuse to hear things outside of that bubble. Andrew Brown, gotta work in the morning. Thanks for responding to my niggertree. Whomst. Thank you, man. That's fucking phenomenal. Jesus. All the pig fans I've seen in the comments and streams are of like-minded humor. I don't think he's giving a voice to real hate. Yeah, that's true. I think that the people that kind of get offended, they leave. And the people that, you know, are like-minded, which, you know, I don't think there's anything, you know, it's logical. I don't think that I'm saying anything that's crazy. It's logical, you know. We're all humans. We all have different beliefs. Obviously, if I was born in a different place, I would have a different belief, right? So as a human, I need to realize that. So if I'm, for example, a genuine racist and I fucking hate, you know, I hate white people, or I hate black people, you know, that's, you're limiting yourself as to what you were just raised with. You're a product of your context. You know, you need to kind of see outside of that context and realize that at the end of the day, if you were fucking born at a different second, there's potential that you could have been, you know, a starving child. There's potential that you could have been the same thing that you're very racist against. So there you go. Pig cake hates white people, right? No, I think white people get enough hate as it is. Being white is apparently a crime in 2017. Fuck. Can't believe it's turned around. Pig cake for president. Hey, boy. I'm going to do this. It's okay to be white. That's funny. You know, I just, yeah, it's all me. I feel like it's no lives matter. I feel like it's exaggeration on both sides. You know, I think that exaggeration on both sides. And you know, people kind of respond to things they hear. But ultimately, what do you think of the gender shit that's going on today? That's a 3-hour conversation about stupidity. You know. You know, there's one thing to argue about, you know, beliefs. There's another thing to argue about biology, dude. You know, thanks for your work, dude. Very appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. You know, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you're listening to me rant about stupidity. That's not how you spell Humst. That's fucked. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So I already read that one. That's phenomenal. If I only ever see the gender stuff online, no one in real life has ever said that. Yeah, you know, that's funny. I don't think you're right, Andrew. I've never had somebody correct me on a pronoun in person. I don't think I've ever had anybody in person say, excuse me, that's Zer, not Sir. Yeah, you know. I'm in transition. I've never had anybody say that. It boils down to basic politeness, you know, basic human skills. I think it's a very offensive thing to do, to go up to somebody if you're just meeting them, or if, you know, you're meeting somebody in the context of a, you know, social situation, and first thing they do is they correct you. You know, that's not a good look. Hey, sir. Yeah, I know you said sir, and I know that I look like a dude, but actually, I feel like I'm a woman. Like, you know, you look like a dude. Let's be honest here. I love how it's more than an hour. It's actually been more than 2 hours. Hey, honestly, it's refreshing to hear more centrist view. Obviously, based on my Twitter followers, or Twitter follows, and my YouTube follows, you see that I'm leaning more towards one side. But even though I'm leaning more towards that side, you notice, I mean, I still want to be open. You know, I'm open to ideas. I'm open to proof. I'm open to evidence. If you present me with a clear rebuttal to one of my existing beliefs, obviously that's going to challenge it. That's going to change it. So I'm not just stuck on one side. I'm not just stuck, you know, with one set of beliefs and that's it. So I think that's, you know, if more people kind of adopted to that, and more people, you know, they have their core beliefs and they have their core sentiment, but at the same time they're open, you'd have less fucking retarded arguments, you know? You'd have less people getting offended. You'd have less people finding things to get offended about. So, you know, it's definitely not super centrist, Travis, but, you know, I I do like to kind of consider myself open to interpretation and open to ideas. I agree with Andrew Smith. Yeah, I don't think, you know, I think that people here are kind of, they're attracted to the, or they gravitate towards me because, you know, you always have a similar kind of audience as what you portray. And I think my audience is similar enough to me, you know, that's it's not a racist crowd. It's not a fucking anti-Semitic crowd. It's one that appreciates humor. It's one that appreciates parody. So, you know, there you go. Hey, Big Papa Piggy, you are amazing, and I learn from all the stuff you do. I also like you grip. I would also love for me to jerk me around a bit. JK, love you, man. I think that you're not joking. I think if I was here and you were there, you'd get a little bit of a jerk. Are you a flat earther? My flat earther. Again, I go back to what I said about logic. You know, I'm a logical person, and the logic and the obvious answer is that there is no possibility for having a flat earth. And the fact that that's even a thing is beyond me. So do you believe in two genders? Or, I mean, I think it goes without saying, right? You're born with either a dick or a pussy or an anomaly, right? Those are the three things that you could possibly be born with. And even if you're born with an anomaly, you know, you still have a certain amount of hormones. You still have a certain amount of testosterone, estrogen in your body. You have a certain, probably prolific genitalia. You know, it's either male, either female. You have certain chromosomes that you're born with. You know, it's not really much of another bit of an argument. Whether or not you believe that there are, you know, you're different, that's a different story. But whether or not you are either a female or a male, I mean, yeah, dude. If you have a dick, you have a dick, right? If you have a vagina, you have a vagina. You're a woman, you know. I'm sorry to say it. You have a dick, you're a dude. Do you think you're a woman and you have a dick? That's a completely different argument, you know. But biologically, when was the last time you tripped over the curvature of the earth? That's my favorite fucking argument. There's no curvature. There's no curvature. That's phenomenal. Come on, man. I mean, okay, so you're telling me that if I'm standing on a dock, right? Let's just have this hypothetical situation. If I'm standing on a dock and I'm looking towards the water and I see a boat and the boat is lowering into the water, what's happening to that boat? You know, is that boat going into the water? Are you expecting me to believe that there's some sort of ulterior technology available where people, you know, on a boat that's not designed to go underwater and to be submerged completely are being submerged? There's a giant conspiracy, or that the earth is in fact almost a spherical shape and that there's a curvature and that you are just going underneath my line of sight because I'm standing at a different point that you are. You know, there's no fucking arguing that. There's no fucking arguing. Or the thousands of photos taken from fucking space. Yeah, that they argue that the atmosphere is just a byproduct of a government conspiracy. You know, I gotta say, you know, These nuts. Everybody drowns, right? Yeah, it's sinking. Oh, what the fuck? There are only two genders, right? How do you keep your cards in good working order? I think the best advice is washing your hands, man. Washing your hands, that keeps less of the dirt from the border of the card. Also, I like to keep my the cellophane on the cards. So I keep the cellophane on the cards, and this one I didn't, obviously, because I burnt it off for a gag. You know, you have clean hands, and you're gonna transfer less dirt to the actual cards themselves. and therefore they're gonna last longer. Rise Magic, who I would have sex with both of them, they have a great video on how to preserve playing cards. They give a couple tidbits of advice on their channel. If you guys haven't checked them out, they're a phenomenal ass channel. Every time I look at their videos, I'm like, you guys are, can I fucking do a one-handed goddamn shuffle? Every time I look at their videos, I'm like, this is some fucking professional level shit. Are you fucking me right now, dude? Oh, fucking dude, what the fuck are those? I bent the shit out of this fucking card trying to do this basic bitch move. I'm a fucking dumb cunt. So yeah, they have a definitely great video on that. Let's see, can I do this one? Oh, fuck me. I just did it. There you go. Oh yeah, the Rise Magic hand washing. They literally had a tutorial for washing hands. They're phenomenal. They're fucking so funny. All the hype from the government. Trump is obviously a mastermind. Yeah, he's playing 4D chess. He's playing 4D fucking chess. As an outsider, I'm curious how much your subscriber count inflates your ego. I think that when it inflates your ego, you're doing it wrong, you know, because there are so many other factors that are happening that aren't just your sub count, you know, and this is with every single YouTuber that I've ever seen. I don't think any YouTuber, maybe, you know what, maybe JonTron is the only one that I've seen where he's consistent in terms of his sub count and the videos they watch. But you know, mostly, you know, even JonTron, you're never gonna have all your subs watch all your videos, right? That's impossible. So the fact that you're basing your ego or that you feel phenomenal about just this number, that just means you know, you happen to like maybe one of my videos and you subbed. You know, there's so many factors that you're not taking into consideration. A product of apathy. You know, so it's a good thing to have as high as possible, and obviously the higher the number is, the more people are watching your stuff, you know, just by the laws of mathematics, and by that law, the more money you get, right? So obviously you want to have a higher sub count for that reason. But for example, if you're somebody like I'm trying to remember who was somebody that would hold their sub count over other people. You know, sub count doesn't necessarily mean quality, right? Just because you have a high sub count doesn't mean you have quality. You know, just because you have quality doesn't mean you have a high sub count. It works on both ends. But I definitely think that if it's affecting your ego, then, you know, you need to check yourself, dog. That douche on H3 video about VidCon. Which guy? Sima? Which person? Oh, that guy. Yeah, fuck that guy. Christian, whatever the fuck his name was. Yeah, that was a fucking fuckery. What a piece of shit. And then the guy had like 4,000 followers on Instagram, right? Or was it 40,000 or some shit like that on Instagram? It was either that or 4,000 or some shit. It was some small number. Christian Burns, yeah, piece of shit. You know, like, all right. And then later he said, no, it was a joke. And then he's like, no, I'm an actual piece of shit. No, it's a joke. No, I'm a piece of shit. Like, all right, die, you fucking cunt. You know? Again, look at me talking for an hour. Like, you got to be tolerant. You got to not harm people. I hope that guy dies in a fire. But yeah, that guy was a piece of shit. Piece of fucking shit. But yeah, I don't think sub count, obviously I think sub count helps, but if you have an ego from your sub count, you're definitely not doing it right. You know, it's always going to be a certain percentage of people that watch your stuff. Obviously you want to get to a higher sub count so that more people are watching your stuff, which is kind of what I want to get to. Obviously I want to have as many subs as possible so that, you know, when people watch my videos, it's a lot of people watching my shit. You know, to be honest. You know, I don't want to ever think that just because my sub count is higher than certain people that I'm better than them. That's not the way it fucking works, you know? Gonna hate on you, bro. Be ready. You are killing it. Thank you, dog. Straight mail during Sanka for an hour. Started streaming 2 hours ago. 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's a, you know, that's kind of shit. Simba, that guy Christian Burns, what a fucking joke. You know, like, hey, dude, do you even have like people following you? Like, are you even famous? Like, to say that honestly to another human being, just because they're doing their job, you know, who the fuck are you, dude? Who the fuck are you, honestly? Man Cave Hawaii says Ollie Mealing is a beast. Yeah, he's a fucking goat. I love him. I'm trying to obviously emulate him on Instagram. It's not working. It's not fucking working. You know, I saw his videos and I'm like, shit, you know, I should do more of these performances on Instagram of just little ideas, little tidbits, little touches. And I just find it so fun. I'm like, yeah, obviously I'm never going to be as good as this guy. But, you know, obviously I see him as inspiration. I see him as a motivator. I see him doing amazing stuff on Instagram. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to try my best, you know, to fucking, you know, try to be as good as him. But he's fucking phenomenal. Andrew Smith, I've commented a lot, but I love your Insta game. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, I'm trying to put little ideas there, little tidbits. I think I am going to do tutorials of those. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll put those up on, you know, I'll put those up either on YouTube or Patreon or something like that. But I do want to do a tutorial on a couple of those things. But for sure, I don't know if I could do one a day of that. Honestly, I don't know how, or I don't know if I could do an Instagram video a day. But I do want to try to do one at least every other day, or maybe even every day if I push it. But I do like that. I do like that. You know, those are little ideas and little tidbits. Well, yeah, good night, man. Let me see. Dick videos suffice. That's funny. Yeah, that's I should just do that. Just put a fucking dick pic on Instagram. Hey guys, it's Titty Tuesday. Let me go through here, see if anything I missed. I should do more Twister stories. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm just very passionate about Twister, the movie. You know, I'm very passionate about fucking Twister, and it's unfortunate that they took the ride out in what is it, Orlando, in Universal Studios. They took the ride out for Jimmy Fallon bitch made ride when Twister was the greatest fucking ride of all time. And the cow that comes up in the end, I lost my shit. Do you play games on PC? Like, no, I don't. The most, you know, is I have a Switch. I play on a Switch. That's it. And then fucking Minecraft. That's the most. Let me see. Well, you know, honestly, I want to do more of. I do want to have different channels. You know, Pick Cake Game, Helen Hunt. Yeah, she's kind of hot. I do want to have a more. You know, I want to have a Pick Cake Gaming channel because I do feel like there would be an audience interested in that sort of character, but isn't interested in seeing that on the regular channel, right? So, you know, you have this channel that's pretty much magic stuff and magic related stuff, and then you have another channel that might be more dedicated to stuff. So yeah. Hold up, fuck. Product of apathy. How do you make your money in Magic? I know you've mentioned corporate gigs. I've never mentioned corporate gigs. I don't think I have. Yeah, YouTube. I mean, obviously, I used to have a job before YouTube, and I had a job during YouTube. But unfortunately, me and that job parted ways for dick fucking reasons. I elaborate in that in I think a previous live stream. But yeah, no, I've really tried, and I've tried since I think that was in March that they fired my ass to be full-time YouTube. So full-time YouTube, full-time, you know, Patreon, full-time coming up with stuff full time, ideas and shit. That's kind of what I've been doing for almost the past year. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing, and you know, it's really been a full-time fucking job. Honestly, I wake up pretty much at 7 in the morning. You know, I fucking do the shit I need to do, and then 8, you know, I'm writing things down. I'm coming up with ideas. Then 9, I'm shooting stuff. I'm editing. 10, you know, I'll fucking do something for either I'll film something ahead of time for Patreon or for something else. So really, it's a fucking, you know, it's not paying like a full-time fucking job, but it's definitely the hours of a goddamn full-time fucking job. So yeah, I'm literally on the up grind for that. So I'm just, you know, grinding it in there every day, putting the work in and seeing hopefully if I could make this thing feasible. Let me see. Too much talent to fuck off doing anything else. Well, I was a history teacher, VHang. I was. So yeah. Do you like using gimmick cards? No, I'm not a huge fan of gimmick cards. I'm more of, I like, you know, obviously in the channel, if you look at the videos, there's not a lot of stuff with gimmicks. There's not a lot of, you know, trick stuff. There's you know, impromptu stuff. There's mostly setups, but there's no gimmick tricks, and that's on purpose because I'm really not a huge fan of gimmick tricks. I think the best gimmick tricks are the ones that aren't cards that seem gimmicked, I guess. I don't know how many times I've seen, like, you know, stuff in the market that's like, oh, that looks like a goddamn gaff. You want something that's working in the background to do something. I think those are the best ones. No, yeah, I won't ever quit YouTube. Fuck that. Waking up knowing that you have actual fans must be motivation. Well, yeah, obviously. And then, you know, I don't look at other channels like competition, but knowing that I do want to get better and I do want to be better than those channels. And you know, obviously, I want to kind of step it up and improve things, you know, whether that's something as small as thumbnails or improve editing or improve jokes or improve, you know, ideas or just try to offer more to you know, the community. You know, there's always going to be an uphill battle, but obviously, it's something that I'm willing to do, something that I've done. It's not the easiest thing to do, to be honest. But, you know, I definitely think that hopefully it'll be rewarding ultimately. So, yeah. Andrew and JR. What kind of history did you teach? It was between, what do you call this shit? Hold up. It was between middle and high. So it was middle and high school. It was US and world. So those two. That's funny, nigga. I'm at work and I joined hours ago. Drank Sanka for an hour, my ass. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that title was a troll, I guess. I'm almost done with the Sanka though. This shit's almost empty as shit. So, do you like the invisible deck? Yeah, it's fine. I like it. I'm not a huge fan of just one deck that does one particular thing. But I do think that the invisible deck, you could do a couple different things with it that are very interesting. What was the most tedious thing to teach? Nothing. Nothing was the most tedious thing to teach. The most tedious thing to do is to deal with the fucking higher-ups. That was the most fucking tedious thing. That was just the worst. You know, the kids are the greatest things. Even though you have some days that you want to strangle the fucking kids, they are honestly the best fucking thing. You know, they kind of motivate you to go in there every fucking day and deal with that. But unfortunately, the higher-ups were always the issue, you know. You ever aspire to YouTube fame? Yes. I mean, hopefully. You know, it's kind of a challenge, obviously, because you have channels that have, you know, surpassed that kind of million sub count, I guess. Miss Mag is one. I forgot. Oh, fucking Evan Era, even though that's cancer. I don't even consider that magic. Chris Ramsey's on his way up there, you know, for what do you call this? Yes, I think 450K. So yeah, I think that it's definitely possible to get a magic channel to be, you know, successful ultimately. However, I do think that I do have a niche audience, and I do think that this is a niche market in that it's, you know, it's Magic, and you guys, you know, obviously are getting Magic tutorials, but at the same time, it's not conventional, right? You know, the typical Magic tutorials aren't kind of, I don't think I do them conventionally, you know? So that's that market, and it's definitely not for everyone. So that's kind of my, again, uphill battle. So yeah, I hope one day the name Pig Cake will be whispered at every brothel around the world. Yeah. People will be calling themselves Pig Cake just to get free pussy. That's kind of what I hope. I have only 13 million subs in Magic, but it's not how that's cracked up to be. In music, it's not all. Fuck, what the fuck did this thing just skip? I was trying to read this goddamn comment, and this thing just fucking skipped on me. Motherfucker. Oh, okay, it took me to like the front of the fucking comments here. Son of a bitch, now I have to scroll. Alright, hold up. I can do this. I'll put a gay dance party while I'm figuring this out. Hey, what the fuck is that? Oh, fuck. Okay, things are, okay. Fuck it. Yeah, whatever. Okay, hopefully that fixed it. Normal. Alright. Nipple reveal at 50K. Well, actually, I'm waiting till 50K to have to open up the other channels, you know? So I'm waiting till I get 50K in this channel so that I could do either the, so I could do both the other channels that I have an idea for. So that's the Pig Cake Tech one, which are, you know, they're kind of going to be reviews for this sort of, in this sort of style. And Pig Cake Gaming, I guess, or I'll find a better name for that. That could be kind of open to other game shit, you know, or game related shit, not just video games. So, hey, you know, that's kind of good. I'm kind of happy that people are considering me part of, you know, the top YouTube Magic channels, I guess. Piggy Dubs channel. I think that's good enough for here. You know, Piggy Dubs. I think that could work for this particular channel. But you know, I've heard that a lot. That it's like, hey, you know, I consider your channel to be one of the better ones for Magic, and that's phenomenal. I never thought in a million years that, you know, people would be comparing me to other people who are definitely fucking better than me. I'm like, fuck, you know, that's fucking crazy to me. But obviously, it's something that's enjoyable and something that I want to kind of hopefully keep capitalizing on. So, you know, I'm not gonna stop anytime soon, obviously, but I do think that, you know, whereas somebody like Ramsey has a lot of people following him, it's because his thing is kind of catered more towards a lot of people. My thing is catered towards very specific people. So, you know, but again, you know, there is an underlying motivation and there's an underlying respect for Magic, which is exactly what you said, Andrew. You know, which I do think sets me apart, even though I do say nigger, even though I do say cunt and pussy. There's an underlying love for Magic that I think hopefully comes through. Yeah, Sim, I do. Do you ever plan on going back to doing more of the skits? Yeah, for sure. I do have a couple video ideas for that, but you know, those are harder to do, harder to manage because you know, the dumpster video, I think I've mentioned this before, but that's part of a whole series that I could not do because unfortunately that dumpster was at the previous place that I worked at. So I couldn't use that. I couldn't find a dumpster to use, you know, so that was the one that I had to use there because it was available to me. But that was actually part of a whole series of dumpster videos, which is fucking funny. So yeah, so I definitely want to do more of those. You know, as the time be, but they just take a little bit more work. Whomst. That's fucking funny. Can you do a card giveaway? Actually, yeah, I do have a review coming up soon of these cards that I will be giving away. So that's coming up. I don't know if next week or maybe soon enough. Maybe next week. Yeah, probably do that for the new year. But I do have one coming up. Actually, a couple ones coming up. Deck reviews that I do give away the decks. So, come dumpster. That's funny. Whomst is it is your unique approach. Hey, yeah. You know, I think hopefully that's kind of what gets people on this. Who the fuck is JR? I do have a couple Piggy Dubs videos coming up. They're fucking fun. That's great. Pig Cake Dumpster Kickstarter. Could you imagine the text on that shit? Could you imagine the text on that shit? That would be fucking phenomenal. Hey guys, Pig Cake here. I'm a somewhat decently successful YouTuber. 30,000 subscribers. Not bragging or anything, but I'm starting this Kickstarter here because I want to fund dumpster videos. Here's an example of what's capable with a dumpster video. So I'm going to do a little bit of a test here, and then it's me opening up the deck with the cum-filled condom, right? So guys, that's just a little taste of what you could get. That's funny. I find him fucking hilarious, but do you think the illusion of satire videos hurt your channel at all? I don't think so. I mean, illusion is just very easy to make fun of. What's a dumpster video? I have a video, Emmanuel, where I find some cards in a dumpster. You know, a lot of people want to find out, hey, how could I find playing cards? And luckily for you, I show you how you could find playing cards in any dumpster. That's phenomenal. So when I started doing Magic, it came from the same place. I heard many people say seclusion, angst, depression. Was it a similar path for you? You know, I hear that, and I think that it's a very similar path from everybody. For me, I'm thankful that I've never fucking been depressed, even though I've been in very shitty situations. But it's nothing that's different from the human spectrum. You know, people die, people move on, people change, so you kind of have to deal with that. But luckily for me, I've never been depressed. I've never, had that sort of looming in my head. But we all kind of go through those same kind of experiences. Now, what Magic does kind of offer people is a social lubricant, as I called it before. So something that kind of forces you to be social with people and forces you and gives you that launching point to be able to talk and interact with people. So I find that kind of interesting that people that have typically gone into Magic are people that were initially very socially shy and are still kind of socially awkward. So they use Magic as that vehicle to help them. For me, I remember watching Magic when I was younger, and I remember seeing that it was so different, and it was something that it was just unique. It was something different. And when I was younger, I don't think I had social. I've never had an issue approaching people, and I've never had an issue like talking to people socially. But definitely, I did want something to help me stand out, and I think that's what Magic was. So yeah, in a way, yeah, it could be from that seclusion, I guess, or from that wanting to be different and wanting to have something that you could, say is your own. And Magic was that for me. So I guess that's where it came from. Yeah, Magic was the gay porn. Yeah, I found gay porno. Ass Blaster 7, that's my favorite. That's definitely my favorite. It's the one where a big African fellow puts it in a white guy. Do Magic. I don't even know what trick I could do. These nuts. That's a trick. Ha! Bitch. That's not a trick. Fuck. I can't think of one that I could do on stream that's gonna look good, or that's going to hopefully show you guys anything. I mean, I do have a lot coming up. I have so many fucking videos that I have on backlog. And you know what I should do? Because I find myself in the habit of filming a video, and that's the one I put up. I should go back and start putting the ones that are still like, because I have stuff that I filmed like 4 months ago. You know, you're gonna notice, by the way, because you see the burn mark on the table change, right? The burn mark on the table is gonna change, and it's gonna disappear and reappear, which I find kind of funny. So that's how you know that it's an old video, and obviously the color correction is not there. So that's how you could tell. So there's gonna be a very obvious fucking tell that you're like, damn, all right, Piggy, you filmed this 4 years ago. So be on the lookout for those fucking videos. Read with your fingers. Did I put that video out? Yeah, that's the color correction. I like that look. Sima, I'm going for that washed out sort of look. I kind of enjoy that. Did I put that? No? How'd you see that video then? Dan, I don't think I put that on Patreon. I have a video from a couple months ago that I haven't put out yet called Seeing with Your Fingertips. Did I put that out? Instagram story. Was it? What the fuck? Damn, I don't even remember that. Let me see how old this video is. I'll tell you right now where it's from. Seeing with Your Fingertips. Fuck, this goes way back. I have so many fucking tricks here that I haven't... Oh, shit. Jumping coin trick. Indicator card trick. Indicator card trick Patreon. Fun magic. Short... Oh, no, that one I've done. A card trick. What the fuck? Heads or tails coin trick. Damn. I have not put any of these motherfuckers. Coin and napkin. These are some fucking... Man, I didn't realize how far back these go. The Hummer trick. I mean, luckily they're not like time dependent, but yeah, these are fucking... These go way back. I think, I'll tell you, the oldest one... Oh, shit. Yeah, this is actually months. So the oldest one that I haven't put out yet is from... I'm looking for it here. Okay, Redbone. Fuck. If I'm looking at Redbone... I don't think I even fucking moved yet. All right, hold up. Turn any coin into a key. Okay, so here I've already put all of these. Okay, so these are safe to say that I've put out. So the last one and the oldest one that I haven't put out yet is, let's see what it's called. Fuck. Okay, hold up. Still trying to find it. Oh, Piggy Sandwich. No, that one. That was just a performance. All right, here. Check their vision with a card trick. That one is from... When did it doesn't say the fucking date. It doesn't say the fucking date when I uploaded this or when I put it up. That's fucking shit. Let me see, hold up. August. Shit. Yeah, this one's from August. Let's see what funny meme I do here. Okay, so firewall it. You guys are hearing a video that hasn't come out yet. Oh, shit. All right, yeah, this is one of those. That's fucking dope. So yeah, so I have a bunch of videos on backlog here that I have not put out yet. So yeah, because I'll try to do as many as I possibly can. You know, obviously still doing it, but yeah, that's fucking nuts. I can't believe it goes as far back as August. I'll obviously go back and put those up, you know. But yeah, shit, that's fucking impressive that it's that far back. Let me see if there's anything here that's hot. No, I could probably do daily uploads and I could probably not film anything for a while and still be able to do daily uploads for like a long time. But I don't want to do that. I want to keep obviously making stuff every day, making different stuff. Yeah, I mean, I still have a couple videos that are recent with the ear rape. It's just that I really like the anime intro. I think that it's the most weeaboo shit I've ever seen. So I particularly enjoy that. Hey boy. Hey boy. Is this zoomed in? It's fucking zoomed in. What the fuck are those? What's happening here? Alright, there you go. Hold up. Somebody said... Don't change it. That's funny. You bloody cunt. I've had earbuds. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. That's what I do. It's the meme. It's the meme. Fuck. Do you create your own tricks mostly, Jared Goldman? You know, I have variations. I have pretty much most of the tricks that I put up, like I would say a good 90% are variations that I've suited for myself based on, you know, tricks that I've seen. So whether or not that's something I've read from a book or something that's derived from an idea of another trick. But, you know, if I ever do get it from somewhere, I definitely mention that. I definitely want to mention where the trick came from to lead people in that same direction. So, you know, the tricks are, if they're not, you know, there are very few tricks that I could call original, you know, that are completely original. But what I could say is that the tricks that I put up are, you know, they're, what the fuck? These nuts, man. Fuck, I was saying some shit. And I totally forgot. Fuck. Oh, yeah, they're variations. Yeah, they're my version. They're things that have suited me, so. In the, what frame? That doesn't make sense, dog. So, yeah, because I'm Evan Era, that's funny. What are your thoughts on, Chris Ramsey? Harrison, you just joined us. Thank you for those $2 hot. But I already said about Ramsey. I already said that I pretty much, I like Ramsey a lot. I like what he's doing. I think that sometimes he's doing he plays the YouTube game a lot. You know, he does certain things that I wouldn't necessarily do. But obviously it's working 1,000 times better for him. I do enjoy, I enjoy his content. I think that he's a genuine guy. And I do like his stuff. So, you know, there's that. And he's obviously very skilled. He's very intelligent, and I think he kind of has the right idea about Magic. So I'm even though I'm not hashtag Ram fam, that's a little bit cringe. I am as close to Ram fam without being Ram fam. So yeah, Jr. Do you ever sit around with no cards and think of a trick? Yeah, all the time. Let me see. Hey, can I send you Xanax? You might just get me banned from the PO box if you send me Xanax. Oh, what about the dicks part of the question? I'm sorry, I skipped over the dicks part. Dicks? I'm not a fan of dicks, honestly. Although in a porno, if it doesn't have a dick, it's not that good. I want my pornos to have dicks. Let me see here. Do you know? Yeah, he has to cringe over that too. One dick per scene. Yeah, I agree with the Dave Chappelle. I definitely agree with the Dave Chappelle mentality. One dick per video rule. I'm not gonna watch a video with 2 dicks in it. But then again, if it's just a female, that's still, I don't like that. I want a dick in there, man. Let me see. Teach us a ring trick now, monkey. I can't think of one off the top of my head. Let me see, what can... No, yeah, definitely can't do one off the top of my head. I'm a fucking old man, bro. My head's not working right now. My friend claims he can't masturbate if there's a dick in the scene. What's he do? The thumb trick? He puts his fucking thumb in there to cover the shit. Like he just puts his thumb to cover the dick. You gonna do a pig kick, do a David Blaine card trick in your next trick. You know, no. I think I've used the David Blaine thing. Funny enough, I bitch about people doing a David Blaine, you know, David Blaine card trick exposed to get like views on their video. But I, you know, in doing that parody, I did that. I technically did what I said I don't like when people do. That's kind of funny. Right? Oh, what the fuck? Look at that shit. You see the shadow, right? Did you see that shit? Oh, what the fuck is... Look at this shit. What? Hey, boy. You got some fucking... You got some shadow reveal there. You got some fucking shadow reveal there, dog. That's what's up. You know, I'll answer a couple more, and then I'm going to have to get the fuck out of here because I feel like I'll be rambling, and that's never a good look for anyone. Super basic question, why no face reveal? I've said that before. You know, I don't think that it's a necessity. I don't think that it's I don't think that it's needed in my channel. I enjoy the anonymity. I really do enjoy the anonymity. I enjoy the fact that, you know, it's more based on what you see, you know, presented, whether it's a trick or my character or, you know, just the things I say. I enjoy that, and I like that anonymity, at least for the time being, you know, so I don't think that it's helped. I don't think that it'll help if I show my face. So, you know, at least for the time being, I'll keep it the way it is. Let me see. Chris Angel and the exploding stupid people about the stupid flying. Has it hurt Magic? You know, you're always gonna have a group of people that believe ridiculous things. You know, I have he says nigger. I don't care. You know, even if I'll still say the same things that I say, even if I show my face. But yeah, you know, if you look at that Demon Magic video, you're gonna see a lot of interesting comments on that video. And, you know, that kind of shows you the mentality that people actually have. And again, you know, it's very easy to say, hey, you're stupid for thinking that demons actually help out. And again, I say that, but, you know, at the same time, I need to understand, and you need to understand that they weren't born in the same context. You know, their logic is different. So it's, you know, it's easy to understand how people could have that mentality, but, you know, it's just fucking crazy. So yeah, so there are certain people that have ridiculous beliefs, and you see that in that, you know, the comment section of that fucking video. If you can't nut with a dick in the scene, then how do you feel about the dick you're holding? That's fucking phenomenal. Yeah, it's gay. Masturbation's gay. Hand job. Can you please do your best false shuffle and name it, please? Okay, this is the Shin Lim Nigga Pass right here. The Shin Lim Nigga Pass. Wait, hold up. I got it. Shin Lim Nigga Pass. Right there. That's the Shin Lim Nigga Pass. It's for Shin Lims and niggas. Hey, boy. I realized I could even do this thing. Oh, shit. I fucked that up. Ah, fuck. Hey, it's gone. It's fucking gone. I could even do that shit with it. It may disappoint you. That's funny. Yeah, it might disappoint you. It's a regular face. It's nothing special. What do you think of Devo? I think it's interesting. You know, he's an interesting guy. He kind of also has that same face thing. He's you know, he's kind of one from a long time ago. I remember watching his videos back in the day when illusionists was trying to bring themselves up. Before you bounce, I really enjoyed picking your brain. I said it earlier. You gained some respect. Thank you, man. Thank you, really. I do appreciate that. I'm glad you guys are sticking around, even though it's fucking late, listening to the ramblings of a gay magician. I'm not gay. I'm not gay. Gay sometimes. Depends on the day. Do you know the clip shift? Yeah, but I can't do it well enough to perform it. Why do you talk about dicks in every video, fag? Why are you so worried about that, man? Why are you so worried about that, dog? Hey, teach me how to faro correctly. Well, obviously, teach me how to faro correctly. These cards are faroing like shit. I think when people faro the cards, they're putting too much pressure. You need to find a good midpoint. Right now, these cards are not fucking helping me. But you need to find definitely a good even pressure with the cards. Don't worry about getting it perfect every time initially. Just worry about getting that even weave, right? And I think the misconception is that you're going to have to force the force the cards into each other. It's a real light touch. Like, it's a real light touch to get the cards to weave together. So it's not a hard weave. It's a very light touch that you give to the deck. Yeah, fuck, I beat the shit out of this bitch. Also, deck quality helps. Some decks are gonna faro infinitely easier. Some decks are going to it's gonna be harder to faro. Depends if you got your fucking tourist deck. That's going to be harder to do. Let me see if I can do that Feral Spring. Hey, boy. Got him. But you want to have a lighter touch than a harder touch. I just found that unintentionally racist and hilarious. That's fucked. See that Asian smoke guy from Penn and Teller. That's really funny. Yeah, let me see that Asian smoke guy. You don't want to be tight. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to do that. Jaden, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Jaden, if you're still here. Jalen, I fucking clicked on your shit and I deleted your shit by accident. I didn't mean to do that. If you're here, I'm really sorry. I love accidentally. Hold up. Did I delete your shit or did I ban you? I don't know what I did. I'm sorry, but when you get back, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. You should do this more often. Ever consider more love chats? Yeah, I do. I tried to do them every Friday, but shit just gets a little bit busy. So I don't necessarily have the time to do it like that. But I do particularly enjoy these because I like I like listening to you guys' feedback directly. As a matter of fact, the next one, I know I said this last time, but the next one I definitely want to do that call-in show. So I'll figure it out on Discord where I can get people to call me, and it'll be more of like a little bit of a live show. But then obviously I won't be able to do it here like this, so it'll be more of if you guys are familiar with Mr. Mediker, that YouTuber, it's gonna be like that sort of style. So yeah. Yeah, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna end it here. I think it's been a good one. It's been 3 hours. You guys got some hot content. Yeah, do all the things that people do, guys. Do some dickish things, whether that's sticking your dick in a hole or sticking your dick in a light switch. And what else? Okay, Patreon, check that out. Pigcake.me, I think the discounts are still up for that. Twitter, I got a Twitter. I'm actually gonna put up the Instagram video now. I'll put that up when I'm done with the stream, the one for today. So I'm gonna put that one out. I already filmed it and edited it, so that's gonna be out in 5 minutes or so. So yeah, thank you guys. You guys were the best. You guys enjoyed a straight male enjoying Sanka for more than an hour. So I'm gonna go figure out different ways to be a gay male and enjoy Sanka for less than an hour.